Debut season at Benaroya Hall. On September 13th, Shan conducts Grieg Piano Concerto with pianist Simone Terpcheski for the symphony's opening night. On September 18th and 20th, Shan conducts the majestic Pictures at an Exhibition. On October 2nd, 4th, and 5th, Shan conducts Rachmaninoff's dramatic Second Symphony and Rhapsody on a Theme of Paganini. Ticket info at seattlesymphony.org.
You've still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it hard to fight flu, pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, hello. Listen to my voice talking to you about the new Old Spice NFL collection at Walmart. Now listen to my smell. I smell like NFL stars Jared Goff, CeeDee Lamb, Saquon Barkley, CJ Stroud, and George Kittle. I smell like greatness. Why? Because I'm wearing Old Spice's new NFL collection. How can you put the greatness of the NFL into a smell, you ask? You can't. But Old Spice can. And they did. Smell like Suntal and Speed, Driftwood and Drive, Sea Ties and Toughness with the Old Spice NFL collection available at Walmart. Smell like the greatest smell in the NFL with Old Spice.
Ready to elevate your everyday? Quince has the luxe staples insiders swear by, minus the markup. From 100% European linen styles and 14-karat gold jewelry to gorgeous leather bags and elevated home finds, Quince has it all. And by partnering directly with top artisans and ethical factories, Quince delivers premium quality at half the cost of similar brands. Discover everyday luxury without the markup at Quince. Go to quince.com/style upgrade for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/style upgrade.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by ZipRecruiter.
Restoring Washington, D.C. back to what he called a gleaming capital. Here's Stacey Lynn.
The president says he's placing the D.C. Police Department under federal control and deploying the National Guard to make the nation's capital safer. He says they'll be getting the homeless out.
Getting rid of the people from underpasses and public spaces from all over the city.
Also out.
We have slums here. We're getting rid of them.
Attorney General Pam Bondi on who will be in charge of the new operation.
Terry Cole is going to be supervising the Metro Police Department. Gadi Serralta, our U.S. Marshal, is going to be supervising command and control.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News, Washington.
President Trump was asked by reporters today about his Friday meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin and whether Ukraine's President Zelensky has been left out of the process.
I'll be speaking to Zelensky. The next meeting will be with Zelensky and Putin, or Zelensky and Putin and me. I'll be there if they need.
A federal judge has ruled transcripts of secret grand jury testimony in the case against Jeffrey Epstein's former girlfriend will not be released. There's been an explosion at a U.S. steel plant near Pittsburgh. One person is dead, two are unaccounted for. Clairton Mayor Richard Latanzi.
And some people possibly injured, maybe critically, and my heart goes out to them and their family.
Texas Republicans were going to try again today to convene the state legislature and redraw congressional districts to satisfy President Trump. CBS's Hunter Woodall reports the longer the standoff continues, the broader it's become politically.
Democrats across the nation are continuing to build attention and pressure about what's going on. It really has galvanized Democrats as they try and build momentum to the 2026 midterms, where this map in Texas could actually prove to be a major issue.
Texas Democratic lawmakers remain outside the state to deny the quorum. After a weekend of heavy rain and storms throughout the Central Plains and Midwest, there's more on the way. Meteorologist Jessica Birch is tracking.
Severe storm outlooks issued for those areas. Northern Texas, most of the state of Oklahoma, northern parts of Missouri, too, as storms continue to grow in size throughout the afternoon hours.
Tropical storm Erin has formed in the eastern tropical Atlantic. A heat wave continues to grip parts of Europe. In southern France, it hit 109 degrees. It's that country's second heat wave this summer. It's expected to last all week. The UK is also experiencing record-breaking temperatures. On Wall Street at this hour, stocks are lower. The Dow is off 160 points. This is CBS News.
Are you looking to hire? ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for your job fast. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
With temperatures soaring, first responders are standing by. I'll explain in a moment, but first, KIRO News Radio traffic. In Tacoma, the trees have been cleared from the entrance to the ramp to I-5 southbound near Center Drive. You have 2 lanes closed northbound on I-5 near the Ship Canal Bridge, so the express lanes have been open northbound all morning. That's putting pressure on your southbound commute, but the travel times are getting better. Travel time Linwood to Seattle, 30 minutes, about 8 longer than typical. Southbound Alderwood to South Center on I-405 is 42 minutes, just about 5 minutes longer. And you're slow on I-5 southbound along JBLM. Travel time Tacoma to Olympia, 69 minutes, 15 longer than usual. Traffic brought to you by KIRO Newsradio.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Heather Bosch. With another hot day ahead, firefighters are preparing for potential brush fires. They battled several over the weekend. KIRO 7 TV's Brooke Griffin explains.
Firefighters say they're closely watching for any flare-ups.
If there is any little bit of ember that's in there, as the temperatures come up or winds, it now can rekindle and start.
Now, if you do see any of those fires kick up over the next couple of days, while it is so hot out here, firefighters want you to go ahead, call them immediately. Don't wait to see what happens. They say they want to get ahead of it while they can.
King County prosecutors have dropped charges against a 25-year-old man accused of setting a fire that killed a woman in her Seattle home in June. Prosecutors spokesman Casey McNerney.
Seattle police continued their investigation and found additional evidence, information that raised questions about the accuracy of the suspect identification.
The 25-year-old suspect has been released from jail. Seattle police are investigating 2 shootings over the weekend, including a 20-year-old man who was shot in the chest in the Belltown neighborhood and a man who was shot in the leg in Queen Anne. Both expected to recover. No arrests in either case. Police are investigating 2 smash-and-grab-style burglaries at West Seattle smoke shops. More on that from KIRO 7 TV's Jake Chapman at the scene.
COO of World of Smoke and Vape, Michelle Terrell, says what's ironic about it.
The vandalism is really what it's about. There's a lot of product still in the cabinets, a lot of product on the floor,
Early Thursday morning, just a block or so away, Seattle police responded to this smash and grab at West Seattle Smoke Company.
The only thing they really messed up was pretty much our door,
which workers at the store say is about the 5th or 6th time this has happened.
Snoqualmie Casino just opened its new 10-story hotel with 210 rooms. The Puget Sound Business Journal says it's part of a $400 million expansion, one of the biggest in the region. The Mariners swept aside the Tampa Bay Rays over the weekend, capping off the series with a 6-3 victory yesterday. Mariners ace Brian Wu threw 6 innings, notching 9 strikeouts, including this one.
Here comes the 0-2. Swung on and missed. He got him. 95, zips it by him.
Wu and the M's get a day off today after a 9-1 homestand. The team's heading to the East Coast to take on the Orioles in Baltimore tomorrow. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Sunshine today with highs around 90. It's 81 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio.
Behold, a fiendish masterpiece from the bowels of hell! Yeah. Mondays, boy, I hate Mondays. They make me so steamed. Weekends, I prefer the weekends. Son of a
Happy Monday to you. August 11th. Jake Skorheim here. Spike O'Neill there. Spike, how are you, buddy?
Great, man. Great. Getting a little disappointed over the weekend, though. Trying to get over the disappointment.
Why?
The Mariners. The Mariners. Disappointing Mariner weekend for me. Just disappointing.
Can you give a little more details?
Well, I mean, you'd think 3 games with each year a weekend, you'd get one score 5-1. You'd think with 3 times you're going to beat the Rays. You'd get 1 game to finish 5-1.
I was going to say, I thought that was kind of a successful weekend.
Come on.
You wanted it specifically to say 5-1.
5-1.
Or
is that asking too much?
Or 51-0 would also have been really cool.
I'm trying not to be giddy. I've been burned in love so many times by this team.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could take another.
Something feels different about it. Something really does feel different about it.
It does.
But I agree with you. The caution that I feel inside, there's something that was the other shoe's going to drop.
I'm trying to temper my expectations.
I want to believe good things. And so let's just choose to believe good things. Let's choose to believe that we can win a World Series and that it's this team and that it's going to happen and that we don't have to be afraid to voice those wishes and desires and look like fools.
I got my Air Supply cassette ready just in case they break my heart again.
Heck yeah. That's what you got to do. That'll fix what ails you.
What a weekend.
Yeah. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Should we jump into first things first?
Sure.
A lot of stuff to get to today. A lot of stuff to talk about. Speaking of sports, this is a good segue into sports. This happened down in, I believe this was down in the Tacoma way, right? Tacoma. There was a little have you guys seen those little libraries that people put up from time to time?
Yes, the little box.
The little box one, and it's a really great idea. People can go in, they can drop off a book, they can leave a book.
Have you seen they do it with grocers too, with non-perishable food items?
I have seen that.
Seen those too, right?
Yeah.
What a wonderful idea to share when there's abundance.
I'm always leaving rotisserie chickens in there, and people just don't take them. I don't understand it.
After day 2.
Whatever. I'm very popular with the squirrels. No, I'm not leaving rotisserie chicken. No, but so there's a guy who has 2 first names. We love him so much. His name is Nate Bob. Nate Bob created a little free sports library, just like a little lending library, but for sporting equipment, which is such a great idea.
That really is.
It's so smart. So he noticed, he started realizing that like there's a bunch of kids in the neighborhood that would play with his son who didn't have like bikes and scooters and things like that, a lot of people just kind of take for granted that the kids have access to all these things.
Yeah.
And if your house is like my house, I'm literally trying to find corners where to throw all the sporting equipment that we collect over the years.
Yep. And you don't want to throw it away.
No, of course you don't want to throw it away.
You donate what you can.
Yeah. And so this guy was like, hey, you know what would be really nice? I have this ability to fix up these bikes and scooters and stuff like that. And I want to, provide a place for kids. I can leave them by the fence, a little lending library of sorts for sporting equipment, which is a really fun idea, really sweet.
Is.
And the neighborhood was loving it. The community was loving it. And all these kids were loving it. And then Friday morning, what time was this, Laura? Around 1 o'clock, 1:18 in the morning?
About
something like
2
that?
in the morning.
2 in the morning.
1:43 a.m.
1:43 a.m. So he has a sign out there. It's just like free, like there's, stuff to be used.
Okay.
And I would assume that people in the neighborhood understood that, but maybe somebody driving by didn't understand that. And so when I saw the story, I was like, here's what happened. Somebody stole everything. So everything was taken.
Everything?
Everything. And so what I was wondering was, is it possible, I was just trying to be charitable, is it possible that somebody drove by, saw all these like kind of old looking bikes, because they're not brand new. He like fixes up old things and makes them usable for the kids, and sees the signage out there, free bikes for use and things like that, and thought to himself, oh, hey, maybe this is one of those free piles. Like I pass those all the time where people are putting out like an old cabinet.
Absolutely.
An old chair.
I've been seeing like exercise equipment.
Yeah.
Right? I'm literally
funny how much exercise equipment is free, isn't it?
Treadmill or an elliptical trainer like just says free. Right there on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Or in front of the house. Yeah, you bet.
If I had a nickel every time I saw a free Thigh Master. So
is that what they are?
Yeah.
They're hard. If you don't know what they are, those are tough.
Then you're young.
Yeah, you're young, first off. You're very young.
Does Laura have any idea what a Thigh Master is? Do you know what a Thigh Master is?
No.
Really?
Do you know who Suzanne Summers is?
No.
Was. Pardon me. She rest in peace.
You don't know who Suzanne Summers was?
No.
I know her from Step by Step. She was the mom in Step by Step, which is kind of like a modern day Brady Bunch.
Three's Company.
You knew her from Three's Company.
Chrissy Snow.
Yeah.
You bet.
You don't know Suzanne Summers?
No.
Look her up.
Googling. No.
Yeah. No, she was great. She's no longer with us. She passed away.
Yeah,
but
just last year, I believe.
She got super famous because she had, aside from being a super famous actress, who was like she was a pinup. She was like a very good looking,
lovely woman.
Yeah,
yep, lovely woman.
She also sold. She must have made like $1 billion selling this thing called the Thigh Master, which was basically just like. Have you ever used those like little hand grips to grow your forearm strength? Have you ever used those?
No.
Same idea, but for your thighs, and you just kind of like.
Is it like a magic circle in Pilates?
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is.
Okay.
Which is also a sign that we're old.
Generational. It's a home resistance trainer to help people strengthen their thighs.
It looks like a paper clip, or those little things you would put on like a binder,
a
clamp thing. Only you would squeeze it between your thighs.
It looks like a torture device.
Yes, now you're getting it.
$40 on eBay, by the way.
It does, but it was very. I don't know how effective it was. It was very popular. People used it all the time. Anyway, we're far afield here.
When somebody robbed this guy's entire sports library. They left all the thigh
They left all
masters
the. I don't think this guy was lending thigh masters to the neighborhood children.
Well, there's the crux of the story. These were for lend. And
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
cleaned them out at one.
Somebody came and stole everything.
1:47 in the morning is extremely specific.
Nate Bob describes the crime to
At
Q13.
1:58 a.m., they pulled their truck down the alleyway, pulled up here. The guy got out and loaded everything up, come creeping down the alleyway.
Nate Bob has video, but didn't call police because he doesn't think this is a crime.
Because it says free sports equipment. But who they did take from are all those kids that would have had those.
So he's also being very charitable in his interpretation of what happened.
Well,
don't you think?
Yeah, but yes,
It
I
says
can
free,
see, I
so
can see a loophole being presented here.
Yeah,
free sports gear. It didn't say free to lend, free to use.
Not according to Nate Bob in the story.
Yeah,
I'm wondering though if the timing gives it away.
Oh,
if
you think?
If somebody thinks it's genuinely free, they're not ashamed to pull over in the middle of daylight and take it.
You're doing that person a favor. I mean,
Of course.
get that off your hands, out of your yard, out of your hair. You
100%. And so for him to whoever did this
slide in at 1:58 in the morning.
Yeah, that feels thieving to me.
Creeping up the driveway.
Yeah,
Bikes. When you're taking it to go scrap it and take things away from kids that could possibly have them, that's where it's ethically wrong.
All right, so why did he start the sports library? It's pretty cool. He says he's going to rebuild it, but this is why he started it.
Notice the kids aren't out in the neighborhoods playing anymore and stuff. They're all inside at video games. So try to make this whole block and area to get all the kids in the neighborhood coming out again. I have more stuff. We're going to build more, and we're going to put more out.
Nate Bob, he actually has if you want to check it out, you can look up on Facebook, Nate Bob Sports Library. You can make donations there. You can actually donate anytime at 5412 South G Street, Tacoma. You can also just check him out. Look up Nate Bob Sports Library on Facebook, and you can find him there if you have anything that you'd like to donate.
All one word, just one capital letter?
Well, no, just look up Nate Bob's Sports Library.
I mean, if I type in Nate Bob, ain't a lot of variety coming up on social media.
Yeah, I'm pretty
the
sure
one and
you'll
only
find
Nate
it.
Bob.
But if you want to donate, that would be, obviously help him out and pretty cool for that neighborhood. It's just a great idea, too. I like the idea of these little libraries who are, this lending thing that he's setting up here that are not just about books. Like I have so much equipment in my garage of just varying types. I'm not going to necessarily lend out chainsaws and things like that, which could be a liability to folks. And I don't want you to hurt my chainsaw. It's a liability to my chainsaw, actually. But think of all the gardening equipment that somebody might have that they're not using it. Somebody else might be able to use it.
I've heard of that before. The garden, like a common garden tool shed in the neighborhood.
Somebody needs a rake, grab a rake. Take a rake, leave a rake.
Why
leave
would
a
somebody grab every bike? Is he scrap metal in it? Are they selling it by the pound for a scrap yard?
It cannot be valuable enough that somebody would do that.
People pull the wiring out of light posts.
I understand the wiring. You can make good money on selling copper, but you're talking about a bunch of tiny little kids' bikes.
Yeah,
what are you going to do with a bunch of kids' bikes? Your pennies on the dollar for to scrap this somewhere? Is it really worth the effort to load it all up into the trailer or the truck or whatever you're pulling behind?
Well, and at 2 a.m, dude, come on.
And
Monster.
risk being outed as somebody who goes around stealing children's play equipment doesn't sound great. Just as a quick aside, Nate Bob, tell us about your name.
This is how people in the community know me as Nate Bob.
All right, so that's how we know him. All right, so that's an interesting story. This is the other one that kind of jumped out at us and got our attention. Did you guys hear about that murder charge that was dismissed? There was a guy who was charged with arson, which led to murder. This story is wild. Here's the original details. King 5 had a bunch of these details, but Seattle police arrested a man on this is Thursday of this is in June, I believe. I'm sorry, this was in July that the arrest happened. Seattle police arrested a man in the University District. He is accused of setting a June 4th fire that engulfed a home on Sunnyside Avenue, according to court documents. Firefighters pulled an unconscious woman from the home. She later died of oxygen deprivation. A couple days later at Harborview Medical Center. Horrible. And then they found this guy based off of physical and digital evidence. The digital evidence was a credit card purchase that he made nearby at a Dick's Burger restaurant in Wallingford. And the physical evidence was the aforementioned Dick's Burgers trash.
Garbage. You threw away a Dick's bag.
Which they found
DNA.
with DNA.
Right?
And so they said, this is the guy. He's right near the fire. This is the guy. So they charge him. And they say they tied him to they also tied him to a nearby brush fire, burning furniture at a local park. So there's a serial arsonist they're looking for.
Right.
They pin it on this guy, which then leads to a murder charge. And then,
yeah, because that last fire was at a home.
Last fire was at a home.
Yeah.
And now they're dismissing all charges. And the Seattle police said, as part of the detectives' continuing investigation of this case, information has come to light that raises questions about the identity of the suspect. Because of the new information, the state moves to dismiss without prejudice these charges against the man in the interest of justice and have him released from custody pending further investigation. Think about that wild ride. That guy is getting a Dick's Burger, something every single person probably listening to this show, and every person certainly sitting in this room has done.
Mm-hmm.
Probably you purchased it with a credit card.
These days, you bet.
Now you could be guilty of a serial arsonist / murder. Isn't that crazy?
Because they found this garbage near the scene.
Because they found the garbage, yeah.
Tested the garbage for, then this guy's DNA was in the system? Is that, I mean, that's how they tied it to him?
Well, I imagine probably some connection. I don't know if he was. I don't know if he had any priors, or if they just said, "Hey, we've got the credit card. We've got a video of him somewhere nearby. He's a suspect. Let's find him. We can verify this is his DNA." And
and they said
again, I don't know if he has priors.
Yeah, but so was the DNA test? Come back negative or something? I mean, what led them to believe
because
they didn't
said,
have enough?
They said they had the suspect through physical and digital evidence. The physical evidence tied to a nearby brush fire and remains of his Dick's trash.
But when charges are dismissed with prejudice, is that what it was? Have I got the verbiage correctly?
Dismissed without prejudice.
Without prejudice, which means that they can charge him again in the future should more evidence be gathered that leads them to believe this is their guy.
I'm not a lawyer. I can't speak to that.
I think that's
what
the
it means.
case.
I believe you.
I think that's the case. It's an ongoing investigation. They're going to keep doing their work. And more evidence may turn up because they thought this was the guy. They locked this guy up.
Yeah.
Threw him in jail for
$4 million bail. Think about this guy's. Think about if he is innocent and he didn't do anything. He's like, guys, I'm just getting some late night dinner.
My wife turned on to this. What I mean,
crazy story. $4 million.
So what troubles you more? The fact that they locked the wrong guy up for a few days, because they thought they had their guy, or the fact that he was the wrong guy and there's still a serial arsonist down on the loose.
I mean, both are troubling.
Right?
I wouldn't want to be the former. I wouldn't want to be the guy locked up for getting a hamburger and charged with murder. That would be a big. He said he was not guilty.
Yeah. Who doesn't? That's everybody.
That would be a big. Right? That would be a big thing to experience and to go through.
I don't really blame the cops.
No, they're doing their job. And they're trying to find out.
And they got a serial arsonist on their hands. The last one took a life. Of course, you want to err on the side of caution.
Crazy story. Very crazy. All right, one last one real quick before we get to. Actually, I want to set this next story up because we're going to talk about it in just a second. And I'm trying to be fair to both sides here because I do not understand the story. We'll get into the more specifics here in just a minute. But I saw this post over the weekend that there was a local pro-life organization that was denied as an exhibitor at the Washington State Fair. Now, they have been an exhibitor at the Washington State Fair, according to this organization. I spoke to them this morning, since 2012.
Wow.
And the Washington State Fair sent them a letter explaining why you no longer meet our requirements to participate in this pavilion that they have called with the Northwest Connections. I'm going to read you that letter next, and I want to try to figure out what's happening here because I don't understand what has changed about the Washington State Fair that they would say this person can no longer be an exhibitor. And I've reached out to the fair, and I've gotten a response in some emails that I'll read from you that still are confusing to me. I've also spoken with the director of this organization.
Alliance for Life?
Washington Alliance for Life.
Okay.
And I've asked for some pictures to show me what their display looks like so that we can show these to you guys and find out what the Washington State Fair might be saying that they find objectionable. None of it makes sense to me, so I'm going to try to get to the bottom of it with you guys. We got pictures, we got emails. We're going to get into all of that next. I really like the Washington State Fair. I've been going there since I was a kid. It's like one of my earliest memories.
Sure.
It's a local Disneyland for kids.
You bet. That's the State Fair.
It's the State Fair.
Yeah. So the highlight of the summer.
This was very confusing to me, so I'm trying to be very generous to both sides here. But something about this story is not adding up. So we're going to discuss it next. I got all the emails. It'd be very interesting. Stick around. Be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino.
KIRO News Radio is right there with you.
A big story developing this morning
on your smart speaker before you head out the door.
We get the latest live from KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey.
Huge impacts for Boeing and Boeing workers.
The office, the gym, anywhere.
Water, like taxes, goes all the way down to the bottom, so it'll either come out of the employee's paycheck or the lack of raise.
KIRO News Radio. We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
You know, it's summer and there's no better time to protect your home now than right now with the help of the pros at Integrity Roofing and Construction. Years of experience in roofing and restoration, their skilled team delivers exceptional craftsmanship, whether it's a simple roof repair or a full renovation. Integrity offers free estimates, and their customer satisfaction speaks for itself. Don't wait until the next storm hits. Schedule your free estimate today. Call Integrity at 206-202-ROOF or visit integrityrc.com. That's 206-202-ROOF or integrityrc.com.
The summer warehouse clearance sale is on now at Bob's Heating. We have an overstock of 2024 cooling equipment and everything must go. Save 30% on all 2024 air conditioners and heat pumps while inventory lasts. Once these units are gone, they're gone. So now is your chance to save. As temperatures start to heat up, we'll help you cool down with our summer warehouse clearance sale. Call Bob's for your free estimate today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
Hi, it's John Curley. Longevity Medical Clinic has been helping people live longer, healthier lives for more than 25 years. I've recently talked with Dr. Mixon about his approach to proactively focusing on prevention. Dr. Mixon, I first met you in 2009, and I went in there and I told you I wasn't feeling well, couldn't gain any muscle mass, couldn't sleep well, I was stressed out, and you looked at me and you said, yeah, I know what your problem is.
And all we did was we measured your values and we moved your values back to those of a nice, healthy 25-year-old man.
I have taken your blood work to my doctor, and he was shocked. He couldn't believe the depth in which you study my blood.
We need to draw a distinction between living a long time and getting old. And that's what longevity is all about, is we are here to do the measurements and help you fix those problems.
So get your free health analysis. Go to longevitymedicalclinic.com. That's longevitymedicalclinic.com.
Are you trying to buy a new home, or are you a local real estate agent seeking financing for a client? We're all tired of dealing with banks, credit unions, and endless guidelines. Wouldn't it be nice to go back in time when we had common sense lending? Hi, I'm Scott Rureka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital based in Bellevue. We are one of the largest local private portfolio lenders in Washington. We've helped thousands of home buyers and real estate investors reach their financial goals by leveraging the Legacy Common Sense borrowing platform. What that means is we lend our own money, we make our own decisions. If your deal makes sense, we'll get it done. Whether you're purchasing a new piece of real estate or refinancing an existing loan, bridge loans, construction, or regular home loan, it doesn't have to be as difficult as banks and lenders make it. If you're trying to grow wealth through real estate acquisition, come talk to the experts in private lending.
Call 425-635-4700 or LegacyG.com. Legacy Group Capital, your common sense lender. LegacyG.com.
Yikey Wawa.
What?
My hot water.
Yeah?
Not so hot.
Water heater trouble?
It's not working.
We can fix that.
This week?
How about today?
Apollo Plumbing really is ready right now.
Especially when it comes to water heater replacement.
Think I need a new one?
Is it more than 10 years old?
It is.
Probably so.
Doesn't heat like it used to.
It runs out?
All the time.
That's a warning sign.
Uh-oh.
So are little leaks.
But Apollo can get me a new one?
Installed today by our clean screen trained and trusted plumbers. They're water heater experts.
But I probably got to pay a rush fee.
No extra charge.
You make this too easy.
We'll even haul off the old one.
A new water heater.
Same day. That's the Apollo Plumbing way.
This is going to get my budget in hot water.
Got you covered there too.
How?
Our available payment plans.
I don't have to wait?
Or take cold showers.
You are a lifesaver.
Call us this morning. You'll have hot water today.
That's the Apollo Plumbing way.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Hey
Hey, I want to tell you a sellwithwes.com success story. Wes Jones knows how important your home sale can be for your future plans. So when he got a call from Susan in Federal Way, he was eager to step up and help her sell her home of 25 years.
Her house was her biggest asset, and this home sale was super meaningful for her. So she's like, I know that I'm leaving money on the table in the condition that it's in. Like, what can we do?
I told him up front that I did not have the time or finances to do what needed to be done. And he immediately jumped in with, well, I do.
He told her about their Listing Boost concierge service.
We identified probably 4 or 5 major things.
It just was all so fast. They did everything.
I'm a son of a builder, and I've done a lot of flips over the years. So this is work that we actually like to do. We are seeking this out.
And I would just tell anybody, here's his phone number, give him a call. He'll take care of it.
So if you're in the market to sell your home, do what Susan did. Check out Wes Jones and his team at sellwithwes.com. Sell with Wes, a better way to sell your home.
Buy more, save more at Dania Furniture. For a limited time, save $200 instantly for every $800 you spend in store. Complete your look for less or splurge on something you love. Stop by your local showroom today or shop online at daniafurniture.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Heather Bosch. We are in for another hot day in Western Washington. Meteorologist Ted Beener says a heat advisory is in effect until 10 o'clock tomorrow night.
We've got a heat advisory in for much of Western Washington. The only areas that don't are basically out on the coast and up in the Strait of Juan de Fuca areas, but temperatures are going to be getting close to 90 degrees in the Seattle area. As you get closer to the South Sound and down towards Portland, now you're getting well into the 90s.
And he does not expect it to cool off much tonight. Last night's low was 69 degrees, the warmest low for the date on record. Seattle police say it's an annual summertime trend. When temperatures go up, so does violent crime. Detective Brian Pritchard.
For some reason, tensions start to flare sometimes. And that's when we have a spike in crimes like shooting, stabbing, assault.
Police are investigating 2 weekend shootings that left 2 people injured. One happened in Belltown, the other on Queen Anne. Despite statistics to the contrary, President Trump claims crime is rampant in Washington, D.C.
Our capital city has been overtaken by violent gangs and bloodthirsty criminals, roving mobs of wild youth, drugged out maniacs and homeless people. And we're not going to let it happen anymore. We're not going to take it.
So he's placing D.C. police under direct control of the federal government and sending National Guard members to patrol the streets.
I think we absolutely should be worried about what's happening in Washington and what happened in Los Angeles spreading to places like Seattle and elsewhere.
Washington Congressman Adam Smith.
I think the president has made it clear that he is going to try to broaden his power as much as he possibly can.
A rescue operation is underway at a steel mill in Clairton, Pennsylvania, where an explosion has trapped a number of workers. Deanna Forkey works in the area.
I heard a loud bang, then our door blew open at the same time. And when I looked up and I actually looked out the window to, notice, I saw the black smoke.
It's unknown how many workers have been injured or whether any have died. Mothers of young children are leaving the workforce in droves. CBS's Stacey Lynn reports.
According to federal data analyzed by the University of Kansas, the number of 25 to 44-year-old moms in the workforce has fallen to the lowest level in more than 3 years. Why the decline? Companies requiring employees to return to the office and sweeping federal cuts are said to be to blame.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 180 points, NASDAQ off 46. KIRO News Radio traffic in Renton. There are reports of a crash on I-405 northbound near State Route 169. You're jammed up to 167. Travel time Renton to Bellevue, 20 minutes, a few more than usual. You have 2 lanes closed northbound on I-5 near the Ship Canal Bridge. The express lanes were open northbound all morning, putting pressure on the southbound commute. But travel times are back on track for both I-5 and I-405 southbound in the greater Seattle area. You are slow on I-5 southbound along JBLM. Travel time Tacoma to Olympia is 81 minutes, 20 longer than typical. Traffic brought to you by Closets by Design. Custom storage solutions for closets, garages, home offices, and more. ClosetsByDesign.com. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Sunshine today with highs around 90. It's 81 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. I was perusing around the internets the other day, as I do, looking for stories that I think might be interesting for you, the audience, stuff that people locally here are talking about. Something caught my eye, and I was very confused because I have been somebody who's been going to the Washington State Fair, formerly Puyallup Fair. Do you remember they used to be called Do the Puyallup?
Sure, Do the Puyallup. You bet.
Do the Puyallup. It's like all this, fun stuff. You can talk with a pig. You can visit on a horse. You can something. Do the Puyallup. So that fair dates back.
They're bringing that back after hearing that.
They should bring it back. It was so much more catchy. I don't know why they switched over to Washington State Fair.
They wanted to be more inclusive. I remember when they made the change, and it got a lot of pushback because people loved doing the Puyallup. It was so uniquely
The branding was
us.
already done.
Yeah.
So why change it to Washington State Fair? Whatever. That's not the story we're talking about.
Right.
But
kind
of is.
Yeah.
All right. So they date back to 1900. It's been around for a long time. There's actually celebrating. This year they're celebrating their 125th birthday.
Wow.
Washington State Fair, which is amazing. Originally, the fair started dating back. It began as a local event focused on agriculture and livestock, evolving over time to become a large, multifaceted fair with diverse attractions and entertainment. So I see this letter floating around out there, dated early June, and the fair comes up, and I think it starts on August 19th and goes through the early September at some point, or mid-September, late September. You can find those dates yourself. August through part of September. So there's a local organization called the Alliance for Life, the Washington Alliance for Life, and they are a pro-life organization who have been going to the Washington State Fair since 2012, setting up an exhibit. They're not forcing people to come and visit them, but anybody who might be interested and sees their display and wants to come over and have a chat, they're more than welcoming to talk. And the mission statement of the Washington Alliance for Life on their website says their mission is to educate and inform and provide life-affirming resources for pregnant women and their babies in the Pierce County community. Our help, and they don't stop there. It says our help resource brochure lists for senior support groups as well, helping people to get eyeglasses, meals, and other help. We want seniors to be able to get as many free resources and help as they possibly can. And then, we update these periodically with new information. So that's their mission statement. Again,
yeah, nice group of people.
Seems like a nice group of people. Clearly, they are people who, believe they're a pro-life organization, which is absolutely their right. And so they were denied access to the fair as an exhibitor in the Northwest Connections exhibit. And this letter, I'm going to read you this letter because I'm really trying to be charitable to the fair here and understand what they're talking about. Here's the original letter sent to Terry Conover, who runs Alliance for Life in Washington. She said the letter says, and this is their denial letter, which sounds like it was a further denial. This is after.
Yeah, they were denied admittance to this year's Northwest Connections,
and then they asked for a review.
Why.
Yeah, they said why.
Yeah.
So this was the response. It says the Washington State Fair. This is a Washington State Fair letterhead and everything. The Washington State Fair received your request for reinstatement of participation in the Northwest Connections exhibit during the State Fair in September. In review, our board of directors, in review with our board of directors, we are upholding our decision to decline your request for participation. Previous participation in exhibits and attractions at the Washington State Fair does not guarantee continued involvement in perpetuity. The fair periodically reviews and updates our offerings to the public along with guidelines for participation. The Northwest Connection Department's exhibitor composition has been reviewed and evolving to meet our current guest interests within the alignment of the fair's mission and values. So whatever the Alliance for Life is doing apparently doesn't meet the fair's missions and values.
Okay.
The fair acknowledges that we have a different perspective regarding your booth and its display. We believe that your efforts would be better suited at events that more align with your mission. We appreciate your understanding and wish you all the success in your future endeavors, yada, yada, yada. So, again, I'm confused as to why they would deny this group. So I went to the group's Facebook page, and can we put this picture up, Laura? They were just at the Pierce County Fair. They do a lot of exhibits. They do a lot of fairs and things like that. It's not like somebody asked. They said, "Well, are they putting up photos that would make people feel uncomfortable of aborted babies or anything like that?" And they're not. They're putting up photos of babies in utero And they're saying this is you at 3 days to 8 weeks.
They got little models, right? Little almost dolls, basically.
You might find if you went to your local OB office, you would see the same pictures. This is you at 12 weeks. This is you at 20 weeks. They obviously believe that, everybody's precious and they want to show you how precious it is. And they say on their thing here, on their display, it says Washington Alliance for Life, honoring life from conception till natural death. Again, well within their right to have those thoughts and feelings. This is apparently the display that they were going to take to the Washington State Fair. I asked for it from the Washington Alliance for Life. I said, hey, is there anything different that you guys have done?
Yeah, any radical changes? They've been there for 12 years.
They've been there for 12 years.
Right.
This would be their 13th year.
Right.
And they said, no changes. So I reached out to Washington State Fair. And I said, and I'm reading this email to show you that we're not trying to say gotcha with the fair. I've been going to the fair since some of my earliest memories are going to the fair with my school.
Sure. Yeah.
When I was 6 years old, that was our big field trip of the year. And so I'm just trying to figure out what's going on here. So I said, I'm reaching out. I'm not going to say this person's name because I want to out her on the radio. But I said, hello, I'm reaching out for some additional clarity about the Washington State Fair's missions and values. I understand that the Washington Alliance for Life was denied participation at the Northwest Connections exhibit coming up and was hoping that you could be more specific about the reason. And then I attached the denial that I had seen. Additionally, could you also tell me if there are any other past exhibitors who are being denied under the updated criteria? And then I said, we'll be doing this story later today on the show and wanted to have all the information available. So their response was, thanks for reaching out. Here's our response. The Washington State Fair periodically reviews its programming to continue creating a positive guest experience. Thanks. And then the name of the person.
Okay.
Which doesn't really answer any of my questions. It still doesn't.
We continue to look at things and upgrade our guidelines.
Still, I still don't understand. What have they done in years past that's so dramatically different now? What new guidelines and criteria would stop a pro-life organization from being able to go and provide information and pamphlets and help for seniors who need eyeglasses, things like that?
Yeah.
So I responded again. And I said, thanks for getting back to me. I hope you don't mind me asking further questions. I kill them with kindness.
You are
so,
good. You're
so
good.
nice.
You're very cordial in your correspondence. That's good.
Always.
That's good.
Always. You catch
more flies with honey. Boom.
Exactly.
Right there. I learned that at the fair, by the way. Boom.
They've got a lot of great displays about
sure
that.
Do.
You're right.
Yep.
As long as it's the right kind of honey, apparently. The fair has been a big part of my life since I was a child, and this seems like something isn't adding up. So I'm trying to get some further clarity. Are there any other pro-life orgs that have exhibits? Do you have a list of acceptable exhibits that have been approved so I could get a sense of what creates a positive guest experience? I was quoting them back to themselves. Thanks for your help on this. And they say, no problem. We're glad you love the fair. We're celebrating 125 years this year. Here's a media kit so you know how much hot dogs cost and stuff. I added that part. They said, no, there are no other pro-life orgs with exhibits, and our commercial vendors list will be available on our website once it's finalized closer to the start of the fair. Thank you. And then this person's name again.
Yeah.
I'm still not understanding, though. 12 years they came and went to this place, and I don't know what's changed now that they can't be there.
I'm with you. It doesn't. It asks a lot more questions than it answers. The entire process of denying this group's participation in the Northwest Connections exhibit.
Yeah.
For a 13th straight year. They've been there 12 years. And I'm a very. I'm not going to get into that, but I think everybody should have their voice available to be heard. They say it's they want to keep things in alliance with this. What is the verbiage they use? The fair's
missions and values.
Yeah. So I looked up the Washington State Fair's missions and values statement.
What do they say?
Okay. So the mission is the fair's primary goal is to serve as a central gathering place for the community, fostering a sense of belonging and providing a space for celebration and a connection across generations. Their missions is to educate and family and fun. Those are the three tenets of their mission. I don't see how this. Well, maybe the fun thing. That could be. It's not fun. It's like throw the baby into the bassinet from 20 feet, win a bear. But it is educational.
That would actually be a really funny.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
It's educational. It's about families. Something clearly. But here's the part of that rejection affirmation letter.
Sure.
That really caught my eye and gives me concern.
Concern on behalf of the fair, concern on behalf of
on behalf of the Alliance for Life.
Alliance for Life. Go ahead.
On behalf of an inclusive perspective on what's going to be seen by the fairgoers, right? It says, the fair acknowledges that we have a different perspective regarding your booth and its display. Has that changed? Has their perspective on what the Alliance for Life is offering the community, their perspective on it has changed?
You think the Washington Alliance for Life's perspective has changed, or the
No,
fair?
the fair. The fairs.
Yeah, the Washington Alliance for Life hasn't changed. Can you put that picture back up, Laura?
For 12 years, it was fine to have them there.
Yeah.
But now they says we acknowledge that we have a different perspective regarding the booth and its display.
Can you make it big for people so they can see the whole display behind our heads? Yeah, there you go.
I mean,
just pictures of little babies, families.
And like you said earlier, there's no graphically unappealing or disturbing images.
Yeah. It's not like a 10-year-old walking by would see any of these pictures and recoil and go, oh my gosh, what's that?
Has there been a run on requests for people who want to be exhibitors and they're just, trying to freshen things up and change the offerings to our community? Because you've been there for 12 straight years, give somebody else a chance at some space.
They're not.
That's not what they're saying, though.
They're not so limited in space.
Well,
it's a giant fairgrounds.
No, I get you. I was just asking, is that the rationale? But because they say we have a different perspective regarding your booth and its content.
My plain and simple question to them is just like, why are they denying this group access to the fair? They're not answering that question. It makes no sense to me, because everything I'm seeing about the group is a completely legitimate perspective that lots of people hold. I guarantee you there's a lot of people who go to the Washington State Fair, formerly Puyallup Fair, who would walk by this booth and go, hey, look at that. Look at all those cute babies. I agree with what they're saying. They may not stop by and hang out or get a pamphlet, but they're not going to be offended by it. So I don't understand why. And even if they are offended by it, that's not the purview of the fair to say, hey, just because we don't like that you are saying that from conception till natural death, honoring life from conception till natural death. Are they saying they have a problem with that?
That's the thing. It asks more questions than it answers.
So why should it answer some questions?
Admission requires viewing of this particular booth. That ain't the case.
Of course not.
Look away. I don't want to watch baby lambs be born.
The only people who are going into the Northwest, this? The Northwest
Connection. Northwest
Connections exhibit are old people who want to get out of the heat and young people who want to find a place to nurse a baby.
Maybe.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you.
So old people are going to be helped by this place because they're going to actually connect you with where to get free eyeglasses and food banks if you're a person who's suffering from.
They are a not-for-profit 501c3 corporation, the Western Washington Fair Association, which runs the Washington State Fair.
These are all filled with nonprofits.
I got you, but they have the right to legally decide who they want in their fair. It's not like it's government property or government funded. It's a nonprofit 501c3. They get to say who they have and don't have in. I'm not agreeing with it. I'm just saying
we
they
get the right to ask questions about why they don't like a pro-life group.
That's what we're doing.
That's what I would like to know. I would just like to have a little more information because I have a strong affinity for the fair, having been at it for years and years and years and years. And also, this pro-life group, I tend to actually agree with a lot of what they're saying. And so I have questions about why they don't want to have that kind of message at the fair.
Yeah. They're not trying to strong-arm people into, going to term. It's not like one of those places.
It's a booth that gives people other options. Yeah. So they can say, hey, you know what? Here's some more information that if you want, and they have, they provide it in Spanish and Russian and English. If you have more information that you want about
inclusive.
Where to adopt your baby out, if you have an unplanned pregnancy, whatever it might be, here's just extra information to help you. Yeah. So Washington State Fair, ball's in your court. We want some answers. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Let's go. You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Beth, you're in charge of ordering the tacos for the meeting today, yeah?
I'm not going to order the tacos.
What?
I'm going to Easy Cater the tacos. With Easy Cater, you can order from a huge variety of restaurants, track expenses, and save time.
Nice.
Oh, by the way, you're emailing the meeting notes, right?
No, I'm going to easy mail them. Where's my music?
Sorry, Ben. There's no Easy Cater for that.
Easy Cater, the easy way to order food for work. Order now at easycater.com.
Need a new roof now? With State Roofing and Exteriors, you can get started with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. That's right. Protect your home now and pay later. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done. This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time. The next time you're out to dinner with friends, you can order the shrimp cocktail for the table. And maybe you'll realize it only comes with 4 shrimp after you've already given away 3, but that one shrimp will be so good. And if you switch and save hundreds, you could get shrimp all the time. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For shrimp. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
If you've got a gas-powered engine, keep it running like new at every fill-up. Stable in-season protection is your engine's preventative medicine, cleaning and protecting the entire fuel system in season. In outdoor power equipment, prevent gum and varnish buildup that could cause a rough or non-running engine. For cars and trucks, increase fuel efficiency and power by removing deposits, ensuring your engine's long-term health. Stable outperforms the competition in independent lab testing. So at every fill-up, start with Stable.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Saturday, August 23rd, enjoy the 30th birthday bash for University Place at Cirque Park, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Bands all day, over 50 vendors, beer garden, and family zone. Don't miss it August 23rd. Special thanks to UP Refuse and Recycling.
Hey, college students, get 5% off at Safeway with your student ID in the app. With FreshPass, save on produce and enjoy free delivery. EBT users get additional savings. Visit Safeway.com/4U. That's FOR in the letter U.
Bathfitter just hit a big milestone, 42,000 installations in Western Washington. To celebrate, Bathfitter is offering payments as low as $125 a month. Ursula Royteen here. I chose Bathfitter Northwest because they work here, they live here, and they love making bathrooms better for their neighbors. Custom fit tub and shower solutions are installed in as little as 1 day, and every installation is backed by a lifetime warranty. Call Bathfitter or visit bathfitternw.com to schedule a free consultation. This special offer won't last.
Welcome back to the show. I saw this image floating around on X. I think it was everywhere. It was posted to TikTok originally, I think, but it's in Shanghai at the Disneyland there, Disneyland Shanghai. And it's a Disney character. You see those like characters who walk around Disneyland, like dressed up as Darth Vader, might be dressed up as Mickey Mouse.
Goofy. You name
Goofy,
it. Everybody. Donald, man.
Donald Duck,
everybody.
Minnie Mouse, all your characters. This is a Tigger who's I hate to laugh but it is, the image is funny because it's so bizarre. It's a giant Tigger costume.
Bigger than life.
You're right. Laying on the ground, and apparently it's clearly other human workers surrounding this costumed character, trying to help this character who was apparently suffering from heat stroke. I guess they do this big parade, and this Disney character, because it was like over 90 degrees at the time, is in this giant Tigger costume. And just think about how hot and sweaty that must be. There's no air conditioning in those things. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not going to do my bad Tigger impression. Tigger's like one of the most active characters.
Oh, he's jumping around all the time. Up and down on his tail. Waving at everybody, giving little hugs and stuff. And it's 90 plus degrees outside, and so it gets really hot in that costume. And so they apparently passed out of heat stroke, according to the story. And so, but the thing that's drawing everybody's attention is that the workers who are trying to administer aid to this giant Tigger are not taking off the
big fuzzy head.
The big fuzzy head.
He's just suffocating there.
He is, exactly.
I'm trying not to do this because it's very just. I hope he's all right. Is he okay? Is the guy okay?
Apparently, yeah.
Well, in that case. But people,
they didn't remove his head.
People are like waving him. Look, Laura's got the video up on our YouTube channel.
Yeah,
they're waving.
They're
fans.
trying to fan him down.
They've got those little handheld pocket fans, battery operated fans. They're trying to blow cool air into the nose and mouth of the headpiece. Rather than take it off.
And everyone was asking, like, guys, I feel like you're missing a vital step. Somebody's suffering from heat stroke. Why not just take the helmet off?
Take the big fur incubator off his head.
So there was some comments online. I want to get your take on whether or not you think this is true, because this sounds true to me. Somebody commented, they said, for those of you wondering, why not take off the mask? They can't. If they did, the person in the suit would most likely get fired. One user claims.
For passing out on the job?
No.
What the hell?
No. Why? Because they say that Disney is extremely strict with their mascots, and they need to keep the magic alive for the kids. And so, if
the magic is dying in front of the kids, keep the magic alive?
I wonder if maybe, I want to be charitable to Disney here. I wonder if maybe they were just, like, it's a joke. Like, is there any possibility that this is just Tigger having fun and playing around? And he's not actually a person suffering from heat stroke?
Unless this is a Family Guy joke, because he's really laying into the. He's committed to the gag.
Yeah, he seems pretty committed.
Oh no, he's
Tigger
out
ate too much honey. He fell asleep. I don't know.
Poor Tigger.
Apparently he's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, once they got the spoiler alert.
And
once they got the
big suit off of him, they pulled him out of the 185 degree inside fur costume. He's forced to. Bounce around in.
That's a shame.
I'm glad he's okay.
Yeah, me too. All right.
And we only have 45 seconds of video. Maybe they did pick him up and cart him away.
I think he's fine.
Comedic sense.
He's probably fine.
Oh, boy.
All right. We got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We will be right back.
Americans may not agree on much, but we agree on Social Security. We all pay in. It ought to be there when we need it. Social Security could face a funding gap in less than a decade. And I don't want to see a pay cut. I'm with AARP in the fight to protect the Social Security we earned.
Pledge to protect Social Security at aarp.org/weearnedit. That's aarp.org/weearnedit. Paid for by AARP.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Cold is leaking and rocks are moving and mold is creeping and water seeping in. It's hard to be a homeowner, we know.
Without American Crawl Space and Pest Services, it is hard to be a homeowner. Dave Ross here. American Crawl are the heroes to call for insulation and pest issues because in addition to their great reviews and decades of experience, they also give out the most PSE insulation rebates of any insulation company in the state.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Get your free inspection at AmericanCrawl.com.
Start having fun. Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit MuckleshootCasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot.
Need a new roof but not in the budget? A new roof doesn't have to break the bank. Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors here. Right now, State Roofing and Exteriors is offering 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. That's 2 years with no payments while getting the protection your home deserves. But this offer won't last forever. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to get on our summer schedule now. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
I just saw 2 houses for sale. Same neighborhood, almost identical, but one had an Orchard sign and it sold for way more. So I asked my friends at Orchard, why? The first house used a traditional agent. After weeks of price drops and frustration, they settled for less than they'd hoped for. The second homeowner chose Orchard and got more. Their local Orchard agent didn't just list a home, they marketed it. They knew exactly which upgrades would attract serious buyers and brought in a pro to handle everything. And even more, with Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program, the homeowner moved into their new home before their old one even hit the market. They skipped all the hassles and showings. Never settle for less. Get more with Orchard, the smarter, faster, hassle-free way to buy your new home, even before your old home sells. Start with Orchard's free home valuation at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com. Orchard.com.
The summer warehouse clearance sale is on now at Bob's Heating. We have an overstock of 2024 cooling equipment and everything must go. Save 30% on all 2024 air conditioners and heat pumps while inventory lasts. Once these units are gone, they're gone. So now is your chance to save. As temperatures start to heat up, we'll help you cool down with our summer warehouse clearance sale. Call Bob's for your free estimate today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
Protect your liver and give it the support it deserves with Active Liver from New Nordic. Find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS, Meijer Grocery, or online at Amazon or at newnordicusa.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. President Trump has declared a public safety emergency in the nation's capital. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth.
We've mobilized the D.C. National Guard. It'll be operationalized by the Secretary of the Army, Dan Driscoll, through the D.C. Guard. You will see them flowing into the streets of Washington in the coming week.
The Attorney General in Washington insists there is no crime emergency and violent crime has reached historic 30-year lows. Mayor Muriel Bowser moments ago said a lot of effort's been put into reducing the high crime rate following the pandemic.
We have seen a huge decrease in crime because of those efforts. We have been able to reverse that 2023 crime spike.
President Trump was asked today about his meeting in Alaska Friday with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Trump says he'd like to see a ceasefire in Ukraine very quickly. CBS's Weijia Jiang reports that may not be possible without Ukrainian participation.
The president is trying to broker a peace agreement between two countries, and at the table will only be one of those two countries. And the president of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, has long said that Ukraine must be part of any discussion, any decision when it comes to ending the conflict.
A federal judge has ruled transcripts of secret grand jury testimony in the case against Jeffrey Epstein's former girlfriend should not be released. One person was killed and one is unaccounted for after an explosion at a steel plant in Pennsylvania. CBS's Chanel Call has been following the developments.
Officials now declaring this a level 3 mass casualty incident, saying dozens of people were injured this morning, but at this point we don't know exactly how many and what the extent of those injuries are. Now, authorities are saying this explosion happened just before 11 o'clock this morning at the U.S. Steel Clairton Coke plant. This is about 15 miles south of Pittsburgh.
Cannabis company stocks soared higher today after President Trump said he would make a marijuana decision in the coming weeks. CBS News business reporter Jason Brooks has more.
Shares in Canopy Growth, Tilray, and other cannabis-related stocks surged higher as the president said he will consider reclassifying marijuana under the Controlled Substances Act, seen as a massive financial boost for cannabis companies. Cannabis is currently a Schedule 1 drug like heroin, but the proposed change would lower it to Schedule 3, which is the same as Tylenol. The move would give cannabis companies access to banking services currently denied, as well as potential relief from federal taxes, as firms would be able to deduct standard expenses.
On Wall Street, stocks finished lower, the Dow off 200. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
The heat is on. The story coming up. But first, KIRO Newsradio traffic. A crash is blocking 2 lanes westbound on I-90 at Bellevue Way. You are backing up onto I-405 now. In Renton, an earlier crash on northbound I-405 as you backed up from north of State Route 515 down onto State Route 167. Travel times between Renton and Bellevue are off by just a couple of minutes, though. A reminder, you have 2 lanes closed northbound on I-5 near the Ship Canal Bridge in Seattle. You are slow on I-5 southbound along JBLM. Tacoma to Olympia will take you 72 minutes, 10 longer than usual. Traffic brought to you by KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Heather Bosch. A heat advisory is in effect for the Puget Sound region until 10 tomorrow night. And as KIRO News Radio's meteorologist Ed Beener points out, the heat can be dangerous.
Heat like this is kind of a silent killer, if you wish. Unfortunately, it's just one here, one there. Before you know it, they all total up. And you remember back in June of 2021 when we had the heat dome here? That was when several hundred people lost their lives during that event.
In 2021, Seattle saw its highest temperature on record, 108 degrees. Temperatures are expected to top out in the lower 90s today. A judge has dismissed charges against a 25-year-old man accused of setting a fire that killed a woman in her Seattle home. More from KIRO News Radio's Tom Brock.
Investigators say they have uncovered evidence he was inaccurately identified. Prosecuting attorney spokesperson Casey McNertney released this statement.
Information has come to light that raises questions about the identity of the suspect.
72-year-old Susan Lisette Klee was found dead in her home back in June. That 25-year-old former suspect is now free and remains in Seattle on a student visa. Thomas Brock, KIRO News Radio.
2 West Seattle smoke shops were hit by smash and grab burglaries just days apart. Early Friday, 6 masked suspects rammed a stolen Kia into a shop on California Avenue Southwest. Michelle Terrell of World of Smoke and Vape tells KIRO 7 TV.
When you look at it, the vandalism is really what it's about. There's a lot of product still in the cabinets, a lot of product on the floor, there's a lot of product all over the place.
The day before, another stolen Kia was used in a similar attempt nearby, but the thieves failed to get inside. Seattle police are investigating 2 shootings over the weekend. That includes a 20-year-old man who was shot in the chest in the Belltown neighborhood and a man who was shot in the leg in Queen Anne. Both expected to recover, no arrests. Seattle crime data does show that injuries from gun violence are at their lowest levels in 5 years. Seattle Mariners are the hottest team in the American League.
And it's gone. Goodbye, baseball.
Cal Raleigh got a home run in each of the 3 games over the weekend. The M's won 9 of their last 10 games, including back-to-back sweeps of the Chicago White Sox and Tampa Bay Rays. The Mariners get a day off today before beginning an East Coast road trip starting in Baltimore tomorrow. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Sunny skies today with highs around 90. It is 79 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio.
All right, welcome back to the show. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us. If you're not already watching on YouTube, you're missing out. You can watch us a couple different ways. You can watch us. It's a lot of fun. Go to mynorthwest.com. I believe there's a watch function there you can click on and enjoy our smiling faces. You can also go to YouTube, and in the search bar, you can type KIRO News Radio 97.3, and you can find Jake and Spike live right there, which is great. And you can comment. We comment back. It's a whole thing. It's a lot of fun community. You can also text us, 888-973-5476. All right, have I given enough plugs, Spike?
Yeah, you've done all your homework. Good job.
I've done everything I needed to do.
Let's have some fun.
Now let's get to the fun stuff. Like, this is actually a really neat story. I would say this. We're going to give you the facts of the story, and then I'm going to give you where I find this story not super encouraging.
Okay.
And you probably had the same idea that I did about this. So the Edmond School District was at risk of losing their music program. Did you play instruments as a kid? I mean, you're a musician now.
I did, yeah.
Was that a lifelong love of music?
Absolutely. And to be honest with you, one of the few reasons I'd go to school because I knew I had band practice afterward.
Heck yeah.
You know, same thing with the sports teams. It was what got me to go to school.
That was your thing. That was the extra thing that made school bearable.
Yep.
Laura, I know you were in band, right? You played, was it trumpet?
French horn.
French horn. Okay.
Yep.
That's awesome. I played trumpet, so we all three.
Cornet?
Thanks for saying French horn was awesome. Other kids didn't think so at the time.
Well, if you like classical music, French horn is very cool. Yeah, no, French horn is great. It's in the Lord of the Rings a lot, and I like Lord of the Rings, so check that out. All right, so this Edmond School District was going to lose their music program, which I don't understand how that's even possible. But students, parents, community members, they got together and they did a fundraising thing. They said they talked to the school district. They said, "What do you guys need, money-wise, to keep this program going?" And the school was like, "Well, we need like a bunch of money to keep it going. We need like $222,000 to keep it going." So they went out and they raised $222,000, and now they get to keep the program, which covers the cost of 1.2 full-time equivalent teaching positions. I don't know what 0.2 means.
Well, they decide and they factor how much it's going to take to fund a full-time position in the school district.
Yes.
And the amount of money needed to cover
across 6 schools.
Across these music programs over the 6 schools involved.
Yep.
Would take the equivalent of 1.2 annual salaries to do that.
And the people so they raised the money and they got it. And so this is going to
either that or they've got just like a thing from Adam's family. They got like a hand. That's the point too.
They have a
just
six-fingered man.
A pair of hands come in and teach trumpet to the kids directly. No human, just
well, it's
2
cheaper
hands.
than the full human.
Yeah, it is.
Right?
That's the point too.
Obviously, way cheaper.
Right? Yeah.
It's they're cost cutting. They're doing what they can.
I love and I hate this story. I think for the same reasons you probably do.
Okay, so here's the positive part. 300 students are now going to be able to participate in these music programs, which is great. All of us benefited from it.
They'll have better math scores.
Yeah, they'll do better in everything.
You bet they'll make friends.
Exactly. Deb Brandy, Executive Director of the Foundation for Edmond School District, had this to say about it. I believe she was speaking at the time with KOMO News.
The school district has already voted on next year's budget, and it does not include these music classes because they don't have funding for it. These additional funds, it would be a budget amendment to increase their budget by this dollar amount to allow for these classes to be funded.
All right, so that's the part that jumped out to me that I did not like. You heard it right at the beginning. The school had to set their new budget, and they decided that they couldn't afford music. What are we doing? What are we doing here? You're cutting music classes.
Yeah. Cut all the extracurricular stuff.
Are they cutting
the first to go?
Are they cutting sports as well? Are they cutting Are they cutting everything?
A lot of them.
These, like you said a second ago, these are the reasons that kids like going to school.
Yep.
And you can't, at least in my experience, I might be wrong about this, but I would not have had much success in school if I didn't enjoy being there, at least for part of it.
Sure.
And for me, it was band had something to do with it. For me, more it was baseball.
Sports, yeah.
I love sports. It was so fun.
It's also one of the first things on the chopping block of sports budgets.
And there are standards that you are forced to uphold if you want to be able to play in that game on the weekend or whenever the game is. Baseball's different.
Right. Got to have your grades. Got to have attendance.
Got to have the grades.
Yep.
Especially for someone like me who I wasn't even a very good baseball player, so if I wanted to hopefully get on the field, usually I got good grades so I could enjoy the game from the bench. But still, kept me going. But they're going to cut music funding. And then so Edmond School District says they need to cut $10 million from the upcoming school year. How did they do it in the past? I don't understand how these school districts in the past could have things like music and sports And now, for whatever reason, when you have more people in the school district and more money coming in, especially a place like Edmonds, which I imagine has pretty good property value tax-wise coming through.
They really do.
Don't you live in Edmonds?
I live in Shoreline.
Shoreline.
I'm a different school district. I'm still in King County. They're in Snohomish County.
But
just
Edmonds,
across the county line.
Edmonds is generally considered
It's
a pretty
very
nice area,
affluent
right?
neighborhood. Yes, it is.
So why can't they afford to have a music class in their schools?
Well, why are they $7 to $10 million over budget? They've got to cut from this thing. It's not just music. I mean, that's the thing. Music is a pittance. $223,000 to get 300 kids a musical education, or
what percentage of that of their overall budget? That's nothing.
It is a fraction of a fraction of a fraction.
And their argument's going to be, well, we got to cut costs everywhere, and unfortunately, this is just one of those little things, and a lot of drops in the bucket adds up to a bucket full of drops.
Yeah,
it's a horrible.
No, I've seen it written in granite. It's so good, so well written.
But it doesn't make sense to me why they would not be able to have the finances needed
to fund music. And kudos to the community. You can tell it's a nice neighborhood. Parents get together, raise $250,000 almost.
We have somebody from the community. She says she wants to help protect the program.
Music is such an important part of our lives. To me, it would be ridiculous to eliminate those from the curriculum as far as enrichment and as part of cultural understanding, as part of diversity.
All these things. These are all good points. She's making a lot of good points.
Absolutely. But where do you make the cuts? I mean, you cut.
I'll tell you where I'd start.
Where?
Superintendent pay. I would. I'm not even joking about that. Absolutely.
We go back and forth on this. I think if you want quality leaders,
sure,
in a competitive market for your skill sets, you gotta pay the best to get the best. And you want quality. Bad leadership. It doesn't matter how much money you throw at a problem. With bad leadership, nothing's going to go right.
Well, and with bad leadership, it doesn't matter how much money you give them. Sometimes they'll run it into the ground. I'm not saying that's what happened at Edmonds School District, but it doesn't mean because somebody gets paid a lot that they're necessarily making all the right decisions all the way down for these schools. I would think if you would ask me, the superintendent, these superintendents are making a lot of money. A lot of money. I have the list in front of me.
Of what the superintendent's making?
It would make you blush at the amount of money that they're making.
Okay, let me take what are the requirements to be a superintendent, say in the Edmonds School District?
Sure.
You've got to have a career.
You probably have a PhD in something,
right?
Yeah,
probably in educational administration.
Sure, something.
You've spent a lot of time
in some
schools.
administrative capacity. You've probably been multiple principals of multiple different schools,
and you learned. You got career experience. You got educational. You got school book learning.
I think a lot of it is like you're also a good politician. I think a lot of these are. I think
sure,
a lot of these
probably
people
lobbied the people who picked the board to give you the job. Sure.
Yeah. The money that they pay these folks is a lot. The highest paid superintendent in our state. Can
I guess before you jump it? Before you give it to us?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you first what year this was because I don't have the current figures for this year.
Okay.
This is the 23-24 school year.
Oh, so just a couple years ago. Okay.
Well, yeah,
we're going into 25-26.
Last year, so I don't know what everyone's going to make this year until after the year. But
I bet they come in at about 270
for the highest paid.
Yeah.
In our state.
Yeah.
A little bit more.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Is Edmonds among the highest in our state?
Edmonds is among the highest, but it's a little bit more.
Is it 4?
It's a little bit more.
420. Wow. Is it 650?
It's a little bit less.
Okay. It's a $500,000.
It's 550.
550.
That does not include benefits.
Benefits are
so like health insurance benefits, things like that would be like $50,000 in benefits on average.
That's a good salary.
The highest superintendent in our state is in 23-24 was Chehalis, and that was $545,000.
$545 is the highest.
$545,000. Edmonds, and this is the 23-24 school year. Edmonds was, let me look this up here. Edmonds was $367,000.
Okay.
I guess around a steal at $367,000. Yeah. Do you think that honest opinion? Do you think that did that number surprise you? $545,000. Your initial guess was $220,000. So more than double your initial guess.
I was guessing Edmonds too. I was thinking Edmonds.
Okay.
So I wasn't that far off the.
You're half of what Edmonds was.
Yeah, it kind of does surprise me that it's that rich, that high of a salary level. I'm more troubled by the fact that the nicest communities this is how we fund schools, is through property tax. And so the nicer schools with the nicer homes and the nicer property values get the nicer
it's why people move. It's why people move to communities.
Yeah.
They say, I want to go to, nobody's looking in neighborhoods where they have bad schools. Nobody's like saying like, hey, I'd love to be in a bad school neighborhood.
Well, but if school expenditures, school budgets were more uniformed across the board, wouldn't those better schools draw people into those communities, and they wouldn't be low-value communities anymore? If they were quality educations in the lowest run,
it's one factor. There's a lot of reasons. Why I live in the current neighborhood I live in, and school was one of them.
Yeah. No, I hear you, man. When my brother moved his family to the West Coast from Baltimore, that's how they picked where they would live. Not view.
A lot of people do.
Not convenience to work for my brother's job. It's which school district am I going to put my kids into.
People care about their kids. And they want to have the best.
And that limits those of people who aren't in the upper earnings stratosphere. They're kind of in a cycle where their kids got to go to cruddy schools because they can't afford to live in a better neighborhood.
I can't fix that problem.
I know.
But what I can tell you is I don't know why 25 years ago, I don't remember a lot of, again, I was in school at the time, so maybe I wasn't paying attention to it.
I wasn't paying attention to anything.
But 25 years ago, when I was in school, music programs were not even at question of being cut.
You could have all that stuff, you bet.
People had lots of that stuff.
Yeah,
they had performing arts centers. They had all these things, and they figured out how to do it.
We had it all. But you know what, though? It was cheaper to do schools back then.
Why?
Because,
what's changed?
Teacher salaries have to rise according with the cost of living in your community, right? Building maintenance costs have gone up. Building construction costs have gone up. Everything it takes to run a school
Let me ask you this.
is much more expensive than it used to be.
Make sense of this for me. This is the most expensive in our state, superintendent. Their salary in the 2021 year, school year 2021, $230,000. Okay. 21, 22, 231, slight increase. That makes sense.
Sure. Cost
22, 23, 241. So all of that makes total sense.
Yeah.
$10,000 a year off a $230,000 salary. That's nothing. That's fine. It's cost of living increase. 23, 24, 545. How did that jump happen? This doesn't make sense to me.
And what community is this?
I don't want to put them on blast.
Well, we said it earlier.
No, we didn't. I just said the highest superintendent.
Okay. Yeah. Did the community explode did it expand?
In 1 year, they decided more than double this person's salary?
Did they add a bunch of schools? Because there are communities that are developed, they develop quickly. They come out of nowhere. All of a sudden, you got twice as many students, twice as many schools.
If somebody's willing to do the job for $241, and maybe they got a new superintendent who's just a firecracker, and they said, "Hey, we're going to pay you more than double what we paid the last person."
We got to pay the best. Yeah.
But if it's the same person doing the job for $240, and now they're getting $545, that doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't know.
If they're willing to do it for $241 the year prior, you're going to more than double their salary. It's like Dow Constantine area.
What if the number of students that they're supervising
has it more than doubled?
I don't know. Could be. There are probably a lot of factors.
No, that hasn't happened.
I don't know. You don't know that.
I do know that.
There was no massive increase in schools.
Their school district doubled. Their school district doubled.
I'm not saying doubled. What if their school district had a massive increase in the number of schools in the district, number of students in the district?
That would be surprising to me.
Okay.
Well, I feel like we would have seen a news story
I
about
hope
that.
that's the case, and not just they wanted to double the salary for a guy because he was the guy they had to have.
Well, in this case, it's a lady, but
she was the lady they had to have.
Here's what I do agree with you. I think the price of paying these superintendents and in a lot of cases teachers, I think it's gone way up. There have been negotiations and lots of stuff.
Sure.
There was a lot of stories about teachers unions negotiating new salaries based on COVID money that was coming in that they knew was not going to continue.
That's where the shortfalls.
That's where the shortfalls are happening.
Right,
Seattle School District's like $90 million in the hole, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know what the case is specifically in Edmond. I know that they're trying to make up $10 million. But if you're cutting out music because you're paying people too much, then maybe you need to reevaluate how much you're paying your superintendent and the people who are doing these jobs. I don't understand why they're cutting out music. That makes no sense to me. All right, lots of other stories to get to. Should we talk about this fire? Have you guys been experiencing this as well when you go out in your car in the morning and there's like little bits of ash on your car?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And you can see the haze on the horizon line.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is the Bear Gulch fire.
Over on the peninsula.
Yep. Let's see. Ignited on July 6th.
Man-made, too.
They attributed it to human cause.
Yeah, 4th of July, right? Isn't that when it started?
Yeah, well, for 4th of July celebrations, fireworks led to this.
Sure,
yeah.
probably related.
Officially a wildfire on the 6th. Yeah.
5,000, it's growing, 5,556 acres. Containment has been at 3% for last few days where I've been checking. So it hasn't gotten. They haven't been.
You can't get a handle on this thing.
Yeah, it's just because it's growing, and that makes sense. But the sunsets have been unreal. The sunsets have been so gorgeous.
That's a smoky lining.
It is the smoky silver lining. You're absolutely right.
It is.
Every single night I'm staring out there with my wife like, oh my gosh.
Gorgeous.
I feel like I'm falling deeper in love just because the sunsets are so nice. And I hate that it's a fire that has to burn.
You're welcome.
The fires in the Bear Gulch and in my heart are burning.
You know, I'm not to be diminishing the danger for folks.
No, it's horrible. Yeah, we hate fires.
But it's impossible terrain for them to fight. I mean, it is some very, very difficult. That's why they have such a low containment number. And they have doing painstaking efforts to save property and save natural resources. Remember that big tree last week? That
1,000-year-old
downed
giant tree.
Yep. They wrap the historical buildings in fire retardant material, like silver fire blankets.
It looks like they foil.
They foiled the buildings. They're doing everything they can to try to get this thing from causing the massive damage that these fires can do.
This heat wave can't be helping either.
Drives everything out.
So hot.
Yep.
It's just crazy hot. Your friends have been sending us, your friends are over there, right? They've been sending us pictures?
My friends have a cabin on Lake Cushman over there, that's a lot of the photos you see are looking across Lake Cushman at the fires. And it was funny, my friend was there, they just got back this weekend. They were there for a week with family, have a regularly scheduled summer week that they do. Because it's not a resident cabin, it's a vacation cabin.
Spot, sure.
But here's the lake on day 1. You can see a little bit of smoke. Here's on day 4, you can barely see the lake. Day 6, you could barely see the lake from their cabin.
Oh,
I mean, it was just.
They're right there by the water.
They're on the water. We're talking less than 50 yards from the cabin door to the lake to the dock. They paddleboard, they boat, they do all the fun things that you do on a lake. And the air quality was so bad.
Do you remember? I'm trying to remember when it was. It was a couple years ago. God, what year was it? It wasn't 2020, was it? Was it 21 maybe?
Where we had all the smoke from the
we had all that
Eastern
smoke.
Washington fires, or British Columbia fires.
There was all these. It was like a perfect storm of fires.
It was 21.
And the air 21. There you go. And the air quality, like normal air quality that I see on my weather app, which I'm checking all the time because I'm old now and I love checking the weather. It's always like, oh, your weather is a 31 or it's a 23. It's good air quality. Take a deep breath, enjoy it.
Beauty of this Northwest.
But that weather had gotten up. It was in the. Was it in the hundreds?
Yeah, we had the worst air on the planet.
We had the worst air on the planet.
It was Seattle, Beijing.
Yeah,
was second in the horrible air.
Now, I think Beijing gets that every day.
Yeah, right. But we had passed.
We got a little taste of it.
Yeah,
crazy. Well,
you could taste the smoke.
I know.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And it was people with respiratory conditions couldn't even leave the house.
Horrible. It did make my barbecuing taste better, though.
A
lot of people have to pay to put that smoky flavor in. It was just coming in naturally.
We hope they get it under control.
Yeah, I hope they get it under
soon.
control, obviously. Yeah,
beautiful country, man.
For sure. All right, Jason Rand's going to join us next, and we're going to talk a little bit about...
Speaking of smoke.
Of smoke.
Yeah.
And
health risks.
He has discovered a wild spot in Seattle where they're just indiscriminately, it seems, selling drugs, not caring at all. Nobody's arresting them. He's got pictures. He's literally watching it happen, and he would like to know why they're not making arrests, why they're allowing this to happen. I think we'd like to know, too. So we'll talk to him about it next. Stick around.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey guys, Jake Skorheim here. Summer is heating up around Western Washington. We've just been talking about how hot it is in the forecast. But the schedule is also heating up over there at Valentine Roofing. If you've been putting off any home exterior project, now's the time to act before the fall wind and rain expose a real problem. Get your roof, siding, or gutter project locked in before Labor Day to secure priority scheduling on select projects. Valentine priority scheduling means they're going to begin the work on your home within just 3 weeks of signing your agreement. And they'll coordinate with your schedule to make it convenient. That's what they did for me. When I needed work done on my roof, there was only one company that I was going to call, Valentine Roofing. They addressed the issue. They fixed it. My roof looks brand new. They even did a cleaning to extend the life of my roof. The communication was seamless. The scheduling of the appointment was great. I needed it done fast, and they went the extra mile to make it happen. So whether it's your roof, your siding, or gutters that need attention, call Valentine Roofing to get on their summer priority schedule. Spots are limited, so call 206 Roofing today. That's 206 Roofing.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up, like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Get early access to Sleep Number's biggest sale of the year. 25% off the i8 bed, our most popular. Plus free home delivery. Limited time. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
This might be the most surprising statistic I've shared in decades of doing local news. More than 75% of commuters will be involved in a car accident at some point. JP Pendergast of Pendergast Law with more.
What makes it more surprising? The average person will be involved in 3 to 4 collisions in their lifetime.
With accidents unbelievably prevalent, what are some safety tips if it happens to you?
Safety first. Secondary collisions are not uncommon while awaiting help. Turn on those hazards and remain in a safe place. If a bystander witnessed the accident, capture their information and encourage them to remain at the scene. Seek medical attention immediately if needed, as delaying can be a costly mistake. Lastly, remember that statements made to police and insurance adjusters can affect your case.
Collisions are more common than we'd like to think. If you find yourself in one, follow these helpful tips and then call my friends at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one's injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
PendergastLaw.com.
Throw down to second base, tagged by JP on the money, and he is out.
Home. Home is your domain, where you know every inch like the back of your hand.
Julio racing back out of the warning track, but he makes the catch, and he flashes to the no-fly zone.
A place that brings out your protective side, and a place you'll always stand up for.
Going and going, it will fly away.
Because what's inside is the most valuable thing in the world. Your family. Mariners baseball at T-Mobile Park. Welcome home.
The Mariners have a great slate of marquee interleague matchups down the home stretch. The Padres August 25th to 27th, Cardinals September 8th to 10th, and Dodgers September 26th to 28th. Plus, during all 3 games of the Cardinals series, the first 10,000 fans will score a Logan Gilbert Funko Pop. Get your tickets at mariners.com.
Saturday, August 23rd, enjoy the 30th birthday bash for University Place at Cirque Park, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Bands all day, over 50 vendors, beer garden, and family zone. Don't miss it August 23rd. Special thanks to Honest Home Solutions.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. President Trump today declared a public safety emergency in the nation's capital.
This is an emergency. This is a tragic emergency.
He announced a 30-day federal takeover of Washington, D.C. police while deploying the National Guard. KIRO News Radio's Gwen Baumgartner with reaction from one of our congressmen.
Congressman Adam Smith, a Democrat from Washington, calls it more than federal overreach.
I think it's illegal. I think it's unconstitutional. I think it's too much. I think it is power that the executive does not have. Citing concerns that the president could do the same to cities like Seattle. Trump says Monday's announcement will restore order and safety amid rising crime. The mayor of D.C. says violent crime is at a 30-year low. Gwen Baumgartner, KIRO News Radio.
Turning now to the closing bell reports. Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel showing off its $400 million expansion over the weekend. The updated property opened on Friday, highlighted by its 10-story hotel and larger gaming floor. Puget Sound Business Journal reports construction started back in 2022, created about 500 construction and resort jobs. Federal incentives for electric vehicles are being eliminated at the end of September, but as WWJ's Jeff Gilbert reports, that is not stopping one of the big car makers from going full throttle on EVs.
Ford has been hemorrhaging money when it comes to developing electric vehicles. It's been spending a lot of that money, though, to develop a new platform for the EVs and a new way of building them. The first product is going to be a brand new electric pickup truck. It'll be out in a couple of years. Ford says it wants to make vehicles that are attractive, affordable, and can also turn a profit.
With close today on Wall Street, down day overall for stocks. The Dow lost 200 points, S&P lost 16, NASDAQ off 65. Now to the real-time traffic desk at 1:33. This report brought to you by the KIRO Radio Rundown. We start on the east side. I-90 eastbound approaching Preston. Just cleared a disabled vehicle was blocking the right lane. That's near High Point Road. Tough sledding heading eastbound through Snoqualmie Pass. There is a double-lane closure for construction. Looking at about a 5-mile slowdown from the summits all the way to Kitchellus Lake. Couple travel times out there right now. Linwood to Seattle taking you about 33 minutes. Tacoma to Olympia approaching 1 hour. Heavy through JBLM. Got the Revive I-5 slowdowns. This is the last week for that road work over the Ship Canal Bridge. Still about a 45-minute drive from Seattle to Everett. Text newsletter to 888-973-5476. Subscribe to the daily KIRO News Radio Rundown. Get the latest news and updates from your favorite KIRO News Radio shows straight to your inbox. Forecast now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Heat advisory in effect all the way until 10 o'clock tomorrow night. Highs today in the mid to upper 80s, 90s in many spots. Right now, 81 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. Jason Ranch from 770 Seattle Red joins us right now. The Jason Ranch Show. Jason, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Good to see you. All right, Jason, you had a very interesting story. People can go check this out over at seattlered.com. There is some open-air drug selling. How did you happen upon this group, by the way?
He opened his eyes.
Yeah, I mean, in fairness.
I mean, dude.
You go downtown.
The news headline is, there's a corner that's not selling drugs.
How did you discover?
And we'll tell you where it is.
Yeah, the breaking news story is I found the one where you can't purchase drugs. No, I walk by this general area with my dog. I don't know if I told you. I adopted a dog.
Oh, you got a dog?
Last April. He's a 2.5-year-old Malinois mix, and he's adorable.
I didn't know that.
And I walk him by, and it's 3rd and Blanchard in the Belltown neighborhood. And dear God, there's a whole lot of open-air drug dealing. And the reason why this matters is because this is in the soda, the stay out of drug area.
Let me ask you a question about this. So are you walking your dog at is this like a 2 a.m. situation where the dog's got to pee late at night?
Did you adopt a recovering, was he a drug dog?
He was a drug dog. He was from Mexico. He was working in we can't get into some of that, but he was an actual drug dog.
He was a drug enforcement dog.
Or a user or dealer. I don't know. I didn't ask those details.
Why is he pulling me toward the corner?
He seems very interested for some reason.
Here's the thing. I wrote the story at seattlered.com. It's there right now. This morning, as I'm walking by this very intersection at about 7:30, 7:45 a.m., again, just out in the open, dude is clearly the drug dealer. He's got a wad of cash in his hand, and he's it's clearly happening. And again, it's not so much, that's not really the news necessarily, but when you're in the soda zone, where you're specifically not supposed to be doing this, in an area in which the city knows has a whole bunch of open-air drug use and sales, why not enforce just in this one little piece? Like, this is clearly happening, and the businesses that are there and the people who live nearby have complained about this for years. It's only gotten worse over the last couple of years because of a lot of the people here used to be more in the downtown direct core by Westlake.
Sure.
And they've basically been moved over.
Can you tell the audience who may not be familiar what SOAP and SODA stand for?
SODA is stay out of drug area. What it basically means is if you get popped for a drug-related crime, as part of your conditions of pretrial release, you agree to not go back into this one particular area and reoffend. You're supposed to stay out completely. SOAP is stay out of area prostitution. It's one of those stupid
if you get picked
acronyms
up
they
for
came
selling
up with
or
first.
whatever. Yeah. Buying. So why do you think it is that the city is deciding not to, if they know that it's happening in this area, it's happening in a lot of areas, but if they know that it's happening in this area and all these businesses keep calling and saying, hey, there's literally people out here with wads of cash selling drugs, please come and stop this.
Yeah, there's two issues. On the one hand, you've got a police department that's just not well-staffed. That's just the reality. They have competing issues that are more serious or violent that they have to respond to. And you have a mayor who just doesn't really care. I mean, the whole idea of going in and enforcing the law, I think the mayor sees this as a concession that he hasn't been doing much. I think he sees this as saying, yeah, I'm cleaning up a problem and it's only happening right now because we're running for re-election. And people will say, well, it's been like this forever. Why are you only doing it now? And rightly, it would be called a political campaign.
Just because he says, hey, this could hurt my chances in a few months. And
I think he sees it as a lose-lose for him. And then, of course, you've got the people who will complain, arguing that you're criminalizing drug addiction or poverty, which you're not. You can go ahead and arrest the drug dealers.
Yeah, criminalize the drug guy who's selling the drug to the addiction
You're
people.
criminalizing criminal behavior. That's how it's supposed to happen.
That seems like a little redundant. You can't criminalize something that's already a crime. It's against the law already.
I don't come up with these.
Why doesn't Katie just set up shop right there? Katie Wilson. Set up. I mean, I'm here doing.
Supporters.
I'm here doing something about this. Oh.
Well, she's pretty far to the left on these issues.
She's not pro-crime, though. Come on.
I don't know. So.
Yeah, do you think she would have a different stance against
If you're
Harrell?
easy on criminals, you're pro-crime.
So you don't think
I don't know how else you can say it.
Would she have a better chance of cleaning up Seattle? Do you think?
I think it would be. That's the so the problem for people
like me.
So
you're endorsing Mayor Harrell then?
I'm not endorsing anyone. I just realized that we're screwed either way. I'm in a tough spot because undoubtedly
you have a drug-addicted dog. That's why.
I know. Undoubtedly, I think we're better off. Man. I think we're better off with Harrell than we are with Wilson, just from an ideological standpoint.
Okay. Sure.
She's very far to the left, and none of the ideas that she's proposed, to the extent that they've already been out there, have worked. She's a believer in harm reduction, things like it just does not work. Harrell, same kind of thing. He's just so lazy. He's the laziest mayor I think we've had. Who he loves going to cocktail parties. He likes giving speeches. He likes shaking hands.
Fundraising is the problem, right? You gotta have a war chest. Yeah,
but he does that regardless of the fundraising.
Okay.
He just likes that as a title. And he gives his staff members the power to run things the way they see fit, which would be fine if you had people who are taking care of this problem.
Who fit was a good fit,
But they're not. Would it be worse under Katie Wilson? Yes. And every time I do a story like this, in the back of my mind, I was like, oh, am I making it harder for Harold to? But then, you know what? It's not up to me. I'm just going to report on what I see.
You know, is there anything to the rationale that, look, we've got limited resources, you yourself said, they're grossly understaffed? Are they trying to focus on the fact, violent crimes are down, murders are down? Are they using resources where they feel like it's a bigger fire to put out than drug use and drug sales?
Doing that, I would say yes, but
don't the numbers indicate that there's a decline?
Yes, there's certainly a decline in violent crime. That's no doubt. I don't know if that's because of anything that's being done at the city level,
or if there's just nobody left to murder.
Well, or you're looking at historic highs, and of course, at some point, the numbers are going to go down. It's a good. Right, it's a good stat to have going down.
Yeah.
But again, the context, at least the way that I've been talking about it for a while, and I think you guys have as well, we're not comparing what we feel right now to, a historic high. We're not even going and comparing it to like the 80s, because people used to say, well, it's way worse back then. Yeah, I'm not arguing that. 2019, pre-reform, that's at least the baseline for most people in the conversation about crime getting out of control or homelessness. And we're not at that point yet. We're going in that direction.
Okay.
But we need to have more than 1 year worth of that data.
But if they had adequate staffing, I would hope that the mayor wouldn't be lazy, wouldn't be not caring, and that this would be dealt with.
You have a police department now, and I'll be having this story either later this week or early next week, in which they are prioritizing some silly things instead of going after these bad guys. And
you mean the things they're focusing to put their resources toward?
That they are being told to focus on.
Okay.
It
because
has,
it's better headlines.
Not only better headlines, but I think you have a new police chief who doesn't know the area very well, and he brought in a whole new set of assistant captains and chiefs and whatnot who also don't know the city very well yet, because they're from. And by the way, that's okay.
Sure.
Unless you're just allowing rampant
open drug sales.
Dealing, and I don't know. It looks like a problem to me.
Seems like a problem if it's open air. It's the middle of the day.
I hear you.
It's all day, every day.
Yeah, no good. Especially for the.
I got a great deal on fentanyl, though. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, good. Yeah. Good for you. Yeah.
I got the tools from public health, and now I got the product.
It's because you bought that street stuff. I'm telling you, get the free stuff from the state. It's cleaner.
They'll deliver it right to your door.
I'm telling you.
Is that how they
safe
soon?
If
they get their way, they're going to bring it to your door and help you take it. Yeah.
Uber Smokes? Is that out there?
Exactly. Yeah. .wow.gov.
I like it.
All right, Jason Rantz from the Jason Rantz Show on Seattle Red 770. Thanks for joining us, man. We appreciate it.
SeattleRed.com. Check out the story.
Check it out. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Question for you guys. Would you pay $75 for a pizza? The place that this pizza was made, or the place that it's inspired by, is going to shock you. And I don't know if you would pay $75. Maybe you would. Maybe pay $75 for this. We'll talk about that and some other crazy stuff. Stick around. We'll be right back.
The Closing Bell is brought to you by Legacy Group Capital's Northwest Fund.
Hey, we've got Wes Jones here of sellwithwes.com. Wes, what if I'm a home seller, but I've got a unique property? Maybe I have a lot of acreage or a horse pasture or a castle and a moat or a house with some sort of unique design. Can you help with that?
If you've got something like that, I definitely want to hear from you guys. Working with unique properties is one of my favorite things to do in real estate. And the reason why is I get to utilize my full arsenal of marketing techniques. We can do aerial photography. We can do video walkthroughs. We can do actual video. We can do target marketing. But one of the unique things that I can do that other realtors don't is some of the access to other media that I can advertise your properties in. The local blogs, Seattle Times, King 5, all of my properties have been featured on programs like those.
That's Wes Jones of sellwithwes.com. He's sold a ton of unique properties, and he can sell yours too. Sellwithwes.com, sellwithwes.com, a better way to sell your home.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Keeping your engines healthy means protecting them in season and out. Experts trust Stable to do that. And third-party testing confirms it. Stable is the industry leader in preventing fuel-related issues, no matter if you use it in your car, boat, or outdoor power equipment. In season or out, at every fill-up or when you store, start with Stable.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery. so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor. You visit urgent care over and over again. And it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know. Let's try antibiotics and some nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure called the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic. Imagine a procedure so delicate there are no narcotics. Less cutting means less bleeding, so no packing, and no operating room. The Sinusoft procedure is designed for the clinic. If you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, and congestion, find out if the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic, is the solution for you. Call and set an appointment today. 206-388-2770. 206-388-2770. That's 206-388-2770.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Make your first lawn move with the reliable performance and power of Steel battery tools. Hedge trimmers, mowers, string trimmers, and more. Shop in store or online at SteelDealers.com.
Hey, college students, get 5% off at Safeway with your student ID in the app. With FreshPass, save on produce and enjoy free delivery. EBT users get additional savings. Visit Safeway.com/4U. That's FOR and the letter U.
Bathfitter just hit a big milestone, 42,000 installations in Western Washington. To celebrate, Bathfitter's offering payments as low as $125 a month. Ursula Royteen here. I chose Bathfitter Northwest because they work here, they live here, and they love making bathrooms better for their neighbors. Custom fit tub and shower solutions are installed in as little as 1 day, and every installation is backed by a lifetime warranty. Call Bathfitter or visit BathfitterNW.com to schedule a free consultation. This special offer won't last.
All right, welcome back to the show. There was a video going around that I saw. Boy, the algorithms just send me all sorts of weird stuff. I don't know if you guys get this.
I don't know how you're spending your weekends, buddy, but you get the weirdest stuff delivered to your inbox.
Jailhouse foods. You guys ever get this? You guys ever get prison foods?
I didn't know this was a thing until you showed us this morning.
It's a thing.
It's a big thing.
People are paying $75 for prison-style brick pizzas. So basically, these recipes originate inside prison, and then they make their way out probably with the people who created them or had them inside prisons. And then now you can, there's a place on one of these websites that's selling these for $75 a piece. And it's got you take a bag of Doritos and you flatten it out and you add all these different ingredients that might be available to somebody who's locked up.
Right.
And then you turn it into a vague kind of a version of a pizza.
You make the best of a bad situation.
You make the best of a bad situation. Yeah. But there's a few of these that caught my eye. I want to run by you, that see what you think of them. Let's see here. Prison lattes. Think about this one. Prison lattes. You put a carton of milk under running hot water until the water starts steaming. Add 3 teaspoons of instant coffee along with maple syrup packet from breakfast. Bingo. Prison latte. Sound good? Would you eat that? Yes, you would. I'm going to take the laughing as a yes.
Sure.
All right. Pad Thai.
I paid more for worse.
This one actually sounds kind of good. Pad Thai. I don't know if they're having I don't know what the variety it is, variety of foods inside of prison.
Thai. It's like you take the pad from what would be your bedding, You grind that up.
No, that's not it.
Okay.
No, most of these involve ramen noodles.
Okay.
Which is kind of a
my
staple.
next guess was even worse than my first.
No, and none of these are.
Okay.
Yeah, none of these are like dangerous to people.
Okay.
I guess. Well, I don't know. Maybe I guess they could be.
Anything could be.
You're right. So here's pad thai. Using cooked ramen noodles, you add peanut butter and hot sauce. And apparently it has a very similar, well, it's as close as you can get to pad thai.
That's the essence of peanut sauce, right? Yeah.
How about a no-bake cheesecake?
In the joint.
In the joint.
Tell me more.
All right.
Now you're catching my attention. I'm warming up.
Crushed up graham crackers, lemon juice, vanilla pudding, mix, stolen margarine, and coffee creamer. Stolen margarine. I like how they specify it has to be stolen.
That's the best kind.
Tricky to smuggle.
Taste the danger.
You mix these all up.
Ooh.
It is tricky to smuggle.
You want to strain that.
That's doable. You mix them all
That's where
up.
the coffee filter comes in.
There you go. I would double filter that. Double filter.
It's got a musky quality to it.
All right, that seems like a good jumping off point for this one's called The Spread. Ramen noodles, once again, used to come into play. You mix it up with spices in a trash bag. Anything else that you have. Canned tuna, hot sauce, salsa, Doritos, flavored popcorn are common. You add in hot water to cook the mixture and then spread it over a newspaper and eat with a spoon. Yum.
Oh, my.
Again, these are like highlights of prison cuisine. So I would say these are great examples of why you don't want to end up in prison. This one's called correctional cake. Correctional cake.
Correctional cake.
Yes.
All right, I like it.
You separate the Oreos by layer. You mold it with water, and the Oreo's interior is then used for icing. So peanut butter creates another layer of icing. M&Ms can also be used on top as another layer of icing to top it off.
Festive.
It is festive. It's usually done for birthdays, things like that. Spike, you were telling me about one that you used to do. Did this originate in prison?
No.
Was somebody that you knew that was locked up?
No, the walking taco.
I'd never heard of that.
Okay, I got it from a swim meet. Well, my kid was in a swim team, and we went to a swim meet. And one of the concessions that were available was they take a little, like a snack-sized bag of Doritos, and you get with your lunch. Right? And you just open a bag of Doritos, plop in some hot chili, some cheese on top, and you've got yourself what they call a walking taco.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
I'll bet you it's delicious, actually.
You bet.
When I was a kid.
And it comes in its own little disposable container. Boom, eat right there.
You're carrying the bowl with you, and it's quickly throwawayable. Yeah, it's disposable.
Perfect.
When I was a kid, we used to go, whenever we'd go camping, my parents would always bring cans of stag chili.
Oh, yeah.
Good stuff. And then they would just heat up the chili and pour it into bags of Fritos. Did you ever have that? Fritos and chili?
That's what I'm talking. Yeah, that's what we're saying.
Oh, I thought you said Doritos.
No. It was Fritos. I'm sorry. It was Fritos.
Okay.
No, I did say Doritos. I misspoke. I'm looking at that prison pizza.
Yeah. Which is the base is a Dorito
crumble.
Base.
Yeah.
That's it. So if you guys have any good recommendations of prison type foods or just inventive foods, we're always willing to try new things. Try
the prison wine made in the back of a toilet.
Yeah, that's like traditionally somebody thinks of like a prison wine. Ugh.
Right?
It's not made in the bowl itself, right?
No, in the tank where the water reserve is.
That's a lot cleaner.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
I'd say of all of those, the one that is most intriguing to me is probably the no-bake cheesecake. I think that sounds interesting.
You want to make one tomorrow?
Stolen margarine. What would we need for it? Graham crackers, lemon juice, vanilla pudding. I guess we could just bring margarine. We don't have to steal it.
I'll tell you what, I'll leave it on my desk. If it makes you feel better, you can walk away while I'm not looking.
I can swipe it.
Yeah.
Just so I can feel.
Yeah, for the authenticity.
For the thrill of stealing something.
Yeah.
And then we'd make it into
true to the recipe.
We should make some of these. That'd be fun.
We
should make some of these and try to eat them.
Yeah.
There's one of these that copies Martha Stewart crabapple jelly.
Well, she was in the joint. That's probably where she got it.
Oh.
Right?
She made this in prison.
Right, there you go.
Using
Martha
crab
Stewart's
apples.
Jailhouse cookbook.
Using crab. I'll bet you her prison cooking was pretty high quality.
Betcha. Yeah.
That's
where the double filtering came in.
Yeah.
It's Martha's touch.
That's hilarious. So funny. All right, we got a lot more coming up. What do we got coming up at 2 here? Some good stuff. You don't want to miss. We're going to talk a little bit about this heat wave. How are you guys keeping cool? What are you going to do? And you might be surprised how rare are young married couples in Seattle in the housing market. Young married couples who own a home.
Who
can own a home.
Did they find one?
I think they might have found one. No, but you might be surprised in that number. We'll get into all that coming up. Stick around.
KIRO News Radio, the Northwest's trusted news source.
Get the latest from KIRO News Radio's James Lynch.
It happened Wednesday morning just after 6 o'clock.
Experienced voices you trust.
Several people hurt after a violent Saturday in Pierce County.
Coverage you depend on.
More from KIRO News Radio's Matt Markovich.
It's as close to a veto warning as you could possibly get.
KIRO News Radio. We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
By texting 26022, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Tax Lien Code. Message and data rates may apply. Terms apply. Available at taxliencode.com.
Imagine waking up and not needing to rush. No commute, no emails, no boss. Just coffee, sunlight, and the freedom to choose. That's the power of tax lien investing. It's been around for over 200 years, used by banks, hedge funds, and the wealthy. And now, finally, it's being taught right here in Seattle. It's secure, predictable, passive income backed by real estate and mandated by state law. And it pays you, sometimes 15 to 35% returns. You don't need to own property. You just need to see how it works and how to do it right. We've taught over 100,000 students, and we'll teach you for free at a live masterclass right here in Seattle. If you're ready to start building real wealth through tax lien investing, this is it. Text LEARN to 26022 to reserve your free seat. That's LEARN to 26022. But hurry, seats are limited. Text LEARN to 26022.
The summer warehouse clearance sale is on now at Bob's Heating. We have an overstock of 2024 cooling equipment and everything must go. Save 30% on all 2024 air conditioners and heat pumps while inventory lasts. Once these units are gone, they're gone. So now is your chance to save. As temperatures start to heat up, we'll help you cool down with our summer warehouse clearance sale. Call Bob's for your free estimate today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
An illegal alien from Guatemala charged with raping a child in Massachusetts. An MS-13 gang member from El Salvador accused of murdering a Texas man. A Venezuelan charged with filming and selling child pornography in Michigan. These are just some of the heinous migrant criminals caught because of President Donald J. Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. You will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. You will never return. But if you register using our CBP Home app and leave now, you could be allowed to return legally. Do what's right. Leave now. Under President Trump, America's laws, border, and families will be protected.
Sponsored by the United States Department of Homeland Security.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-972-0588. 800-972-0588. 800-972-0588.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Cammie McCormick. President Trump says the nation's capital has a crime problem, and he's taking over the district's police department.
When you walk down the street, you're going to see police, or you're going to see FBI agents. We're going to have a lot of agents on the streets. And you're going to have a lot of essentially military, and we will bring in the military if it's needed, by the way. We're going to have National Guard.
Statistics show crime in Washington has fallen since 2023 when it spiked after the pandemic. But Trump also spoke about the homeless, illegal immigrants, and potholes, among other things.
And we're going to restore the city back to the gleaming capital that everybody wants it to be. It's going to be something very special.
Stacey Lynn has the latest on the president's meeting with Vladimir Putin in Alaska on Friday.
The president says he plans to tell Putin,
you got to end this war. You got to end it.
He says he expects to have a constructive conversation with the Russian leader.
I'm going to go and see the parameters. Now, I may leave and say good luck. And that'll be the end. I may say this is not going to be settled.
And while this meeting does not include the Ukrainian president,
the next meeting will be with Zelensky and Putin, or Zelensky and Putin and me. I'll be there if they need, but I want to have a meeting set up between the two leaders.
A judge in New York says secret grand jury transcripts in the case of Jeffrey Epstein's former girlfriend should remain under wraps. Matt Piper has that.
The federal judge has rejected a request by the Justice Department to unseal grand jury transcripts related to the criminal investigation of Ghislaine Maxwell. She is serving a 20-year sentence on sex trafficking charges for helping procure girls for Jeffrey Epstein to sexually abuse. The judge writes that the government's claim that the transcripts would bring light to new information is demonstrably false and says it would jeopardize the tradition of grand jury secrecy that protects the confidence of those called to testify.
Texas Republicans were unable again today to approve new congressional districts.
There being 96 members present, a quorum is not present.
Dozens of Democrats remain outside the state. CBS's Chanel Call has the latest on the explosion at a steel plant southwest of Pittsburgh.
The Allegheny County Police Department now reporting one person has been killed. Dozens of people have been injured. 7 of them we know have been sent to a hospital in what's now being described as a level 3 casualty situation.
Meteorologist Jessica Birch tracking more possible severe weather today.
That severe storm outlook highlights northern parts of Minnesota today, central parts of Missouri, and all throughout Oklahoma and Texas, too.
On Wall Street today, stocks finished lower. The Dow was down by more than 200 points. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. We offer auto, home, and commercial auto insurance, plus a variety of business insurance options. Visit Progressive.com today.
Coming up, charges dismissed in a deadly arson case. That's one story we get to after we go to the real-time traffic desk. And we start with big backups on I-90 eastbound between Snoqualmie Pass and Easton. Double lane closure for construction until 5 o'clock tonight. We're seeing about a 5-mile backup right now. The work also does pick up again tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. It should wrap up tomorrow night by 5. Couple travel times for you right now. Linwood to Seattle taking you 35 minutes, approaching 1 hour now from Tacoma to Olympia. Pretty jammed up through JBLM. Under 30 minutes from Bellevue to Renton. Renton to Puyallup, 45 minutes. And heading north into Everett from Seattle, about 45 minutes. You got the Revive I-5 slowdowns on the Ship Canal Bridge. Bellevue to Everett's also about 45, just your typical slowdowns through Canyon Park and Bothell. This report brought to you by KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granello. Do not expect any record-setting heat the next couple of days, but the National Weather Service in Seattle issuing a heat advisory through 10 p.m. tomorrow. And as KIRO 7 TV meteorologist Nick Allard points out,
the overnight low in Seattle at 69, that was the warmest overnight low temperature on this date, beating the previous warm overnight low of 66. And we got to 56 in Olympia, much cooler there thanks to calm wind.
Daytime highs will be in the 80s, even 90s in some spots. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch reports as our temperatures rise, police also tend to get busier.
Police say there is certainly a correlation between hot weather and increases in violent crime. They're just not sure why. Perhaps it's more outdoor activities, more people gathering, and drinking more on hot days. SPD Detective Brian Pritchard says,
if something does arise in an area where, we need an emphasis, something of that nature, then, we'll add personnel accordingly.
There were 2 shootings in Seattle over the weekend, one in Belltown, the other on Queen Anne. The victims, fortunately, are expected to be okay. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Charges dismissed in a deadly arson in Seattle. A judge allowing the 25-year-old suspect to be released after detectives uncovered new evidence in the case. Casey McNerthney is with the King County Prosecuting Attorney's Office.
Information has come to light that raises questions about the identity of the suspect in this case.
The case surrounds the death of 72-year-old Susan Klee, whose body was found inside her burned-down home in Wallingford back in June. Well, the Seattle Mariners get a well-deserved day off after back-to-back series sweeps at T-Mobile Park. Their 7-game winning streak turning heads among national media, including the MLB Network's Mark DeRosa.
If I'm Dan Wilson, I wake up this morning, they're in Baltimore, and I'm saying to myself as I'm brushing my teeth, drinking my cup of coffee, looking out on the harbor going, we're the best team in American life.
M's begin a 9-game road trip against the Baltimore Orioles tomorrow night. Weather forecast now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. All sunshine today with that heat advisory in effect until 10 p.m. tomorrow. Highs today in the upper 80s, possibly hitting 90 in Seattle. Right now, 82 degrees in downtown. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio.
Welcome back to the show. 2 hours down, 1 hour to go. Fastest show on the radio. Lots of fun stuff to talk about. We have a lot of great stories, Spike. A lot of good stuff. Hot weather. Are you prepared? You ready for it? Yeah, heck yeah. Yeah, this guy's ready. Look at this guy. I'm ready.
I had to turn the
Shorts
temperature
on?
up. I had to turn the temperature up in my house.
You had to turn it up because you normally keep it at what, 65?
Nope. We normally keep it at 72.
Okay.
But my basement is, half underground. I got a kind of half a subterranean kind of basement.
Sure, yeah.
66 down there.
Yeah.
My wife brought out a heater. She was chilly.
That's
put on a sweater.
That's falling on deaf ears. People out there listening.
We are
like,
an official cooling zone. We are an official cooling zone. If you find yourself in the King County, Snohomish County area,
don't say that.
You know my address.
He's
Swing
joking.
on by.
He's
Bring
joking.
beer. Bring a sixer. Let's crash out in the 66 for a while.
Please don't
We
show
call
up
it
at his
Club
house.
66.
Please don't show up and ask for cooling.
It's Club 66. We call it.
It's a pretty good idea.
Yeah, it's great. Come on over.
You could would you charge money for that? Is that
No.
You don't make any money on that?
No.
Oh, you missed opportunity, buddy.
Yeah,
missed opportunity. It's going to be really hot next couple days. Supposed to be climb up to upper 90s.
That's the rumor.
Upper 90s.
Yeah, we could have a real heat wave moment up here. We had that story earlier about the Disney mascot that passed out from the heat.
Yeah, Tigger.
I'm thinking, my gosh, what must they be going through at the Magic Kingdom in L.A. or Disney World in Orlando?
Sure.
And I did a quick little Weather Channel search on the projected temperatures. It's cooler than here.
Really?
L.A. projected in the low 80s.
Yeah.
The middle of the week here. Orlando, Florida, where the Magic Kingdom Disney World is. Low 80s.
But their heat is more humid than ours, right?
Yes.
So that's supposed to be worse. We get pretty humid. Our
humid's
heat is
bad.
pretty humid as well, though,
Humid's
isn't it?
bad. I'm from the Mid-Atlantic where humidity is everything.
Yeah.
My wife was down in Arizona where it's 117, but it's a dry. It's a dry. Stick your head in the oven.
That's what they say.
Still hurts.
It does still hurt. So keep cool out there, and if you're wearing a giant animal costume, I recommend
take your scheduled breaks. Don't be a hero.
Take a break.
Yeah.
Go to your safe area and take your hat off.
Freeze your briefs is what they tell me.
Put some ice in your pockets. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Your briefs.
That's a great idea.
Do you guys have?
We don't have air conditioning.
I didn't think you did. Yeah.
No, we don't have air conditioning, so we just.
Do you have a heat? It's hard for the boys to fall asleep when it's too hot. I know we had that issue before we made the move up to HVAC.
No, we have like a window unit, which cuts into it at night, but it's not like
Dad's room.
In my room.
Dad's room. Is that where the HVAC is?
It might be.
Dad's room.
It might be.
Because unless you want to camp out,
I have a cooling station in my house as well for my kids. If it gets too hot, you guys are allowed to come in for 5 minutes, and they can ask for a cooling down.
Freeze their pillows. Put them in the freezer.
What size freezer you got? You can fit a whole pillow in there. That's a big freezer.
You pull the cow out. You put the pillows in. Take about an hour before the meat even thaws. You take the pillows out. If the boys put their heads on cool pillows, fall asleep fast.
Nothing makes them fall asleep fast. They just stay awake. Even when it's cold, they just stay awake.
Yeah.
And they just
plotting your demise.
They are. They're just laughing all the time, and they're making inappropriate noises.
I miss that.
It's great.
Awesome.
I'll tell you what. I have this thought routinely. I go, someday I'm going to miss this.
You will. Trust me.
Someday I'm going to miss this. Right now, not so much.
You know the whole walk around naked when you move out thing?
Yeah.
Wears out in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's boring.
Thrill's over.
It's boring, yeah.
You miss the kids.
It's no fun. You miss all the kids, all those crazy little kids around.
Smells.
I'm not going to miss the smells. I don't think I'm going to miss the smells. Or yelling about washing the hands. Wash your hands. I feel like my hearing has gotten so good. I can tell when somebody's in the bathroom and I don't hear hand washing that happens.
Yes, that is a skill.
I can
Absolutely.
yell from the next floor. I go,
Absolutely.
wash your hands. And then they hear the bathroom door open back up and they go and they wash their hands. And then I feel better about it. All right. So that's the heat. Here's something else, not just hand washing. Actually, this is related. King County is cracking down on illegal food carts. I didn't even really know this was a thing, but listen to this. So far this year, the King 5 had this story. King 5 Public Health has shut down 122 illegal food vendors, already exceeding 2024's 111 closures. That's a 350% increase from just 27 shutdowns in 2023. So obviously there's a lot more of these illegal food vendors out there.
Yeah, see them every day.
You've seen these every day. Where are you seeing these?
Every day, man. On Aurora Avenue. I drive home.
Are these related to prostitution?
It's funny because we have a tote board in the car on the dashboard. One of those, they slide the things over.
Oh, yeah.
For a professional streetwalker, food vendor.
Nice.
We do a tally, see who's doing better business. I tell you what, though, these food vendors.
Who's winning right now?
It's funny. It's been the vendors of
funny.
late.
In the world of prostitution, nobody wins. We can't give them a winner there.
And when you see how many people are at these pop-up little food vendor trucks and stands, the lines are crazy. So the food must be good, right? Nobody goes to a place that smells like dogs. I love pets, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I see
if people were worried that they were being fed pigeons or something.
And I see them everything from like the little kind of cart, like almost like a hot dog vendor cart. If you've seen on the streets of New York, those kind of size.
I saw those. I went to a Mariners game recently, and on the way in, I saw a food vendor on a tiny little cart.
Yeah.
And not unlike the, there's like that alley right outside the...
That's the exhibition center.
By the exhibition.
It's Occidental, I think that's the
wherever
name
it
of the
is,
road.
but there's all those vendors who...
Licensed vendors.
Quite clearly are licensed and have all the appropriate everything that they need. But this was different because it looked like it could have fit in somebody's, backpack or something.
Oh, that's tiny. It's a micro. They call it a micro pop.
I mean, clearly the person carried it in, set it up, and carried it out.
Yeah.
But it was like just a little hot pot thing filled with hot dogs, and it had the fixings on the side. And I saw somebody there eating it, and I'm kind of looking around. It didn't look horrible.
Okay.
But I was looking around. I'm like, I don't know if this is an officially set up thing.
Was there a hand washing station?
Well, there's not. So
that's
you go.
The thing.
So this is King County has actually rolled out all their requirements that people are required to have at the start of 2025. They must display a public health permit sticker, so you should be able to see that somewhere. A food safety rating sheet, or
you seen those? Right, the food. You know what I'm talking about? Excellent, good, okay.
Yep.
Smiley face, frowny face, throw up face at the bottom end of the scale.
And again, it's not customers basing food taste.
No.
That's the health department
that's
saying
the health department
cleanliness.
saying, right, excellent. You want an excellent review in your restaurant.
Of course, yeah. No, you want a high rating from the state. A functioning hand washing station is also a requirement. They say if any of these signs are missing, then it's a clear red flag for customers that this may not be an official food vendor and should not be trusted.
And the
what do you think of these rules?
I think they're rules that you got to have. Public safety is great. Plus, also, if a guy's got a standard that's valid, that's legit, that's licensed, right? He's paying fees. He's paying to the city. The city lives on these revenues. That's part of the economical ecosystem of the city. And you get the vendors coming out and undercutting those guys who are doing it the right way, with their business license, with their hand washing station. It's not just that I'm not going to get a tummy ache. This guy's going through, if you're buying from an unlicensed vendor, you're undermining the guy who's actually doing it right, paying the fees.
I'm thinking, I wish that the city was actually worried about people's health, which is why they would be looking into this. But I think you're probably more right. I think they're probably saying like, hey, there's a lot of food revenue that we're not.
Something for Papa.
Yeah.
You bet.
Papa's getting sloppy. There is... I used to go to this food truck all the time. I'm not going to say the name of them because it's a food truck connected to a restaurant, as often happens.
Sure, yeah.
But it did change my relationship with food trucks for all of time. I will still go to one. I've gone to food trucks since, obviously, and some of them are phenomenal.
Yes,
phenomenal, so good. We do this thing here at the station, like just for employees. They do like this instead of having a big company Christmas party, they bring in food vendors for like a week, and we have all our meals.
They put a truck in the park.
And it's great. And a lot of businesses do that, and it's wonderful. And you can eat a lot of delicious foods you wouldn't normally find. But I was at this place that I went to for years, and I'm at this food truck, and I'm waiting there. And it doesn't mean just because they're have everything that the city says that they need, it doesn't mean that they're doing it perfectly either.
Sure.
So I'm sitting there, and there's a looks like he was either a drug addict guy or just a homeless gentleman, but he was in rough shape. Yeah. He comes over to the food truck, and I see him over there, and he's like he looks like he's maybe having some sort of a episode or something. And he's making everyone waiting for the food truck a little bit uncomfortable. And he walks over to the food truck and he leans in the window for one of the cooks, and he hands them something out of his bag to try to like trade for food. And he's offering it to them, and it was like a lady's perfume or something that he had taken.
Okay.
And so he offers it to the lady making the food, and she's got her gloves on, cooking this food. And she takes it, and she looks at it, and she kind of turns it over her hand. Now, I had seen what this guy was doing before he carried that over, and there's like, it was disgusting.
Yeah.
And he hands it to her, and then she kind of looks at it, and she mulls it over and thinks about it, hands it back to him, and waves him off. So he leaves. And now I'm sitting there in line, and I'm waiting for my number to be called for when my food is coming up, and I'm praying to God that they have already finished my food, because if she's going to now take my food off of the grill and stick it into my bag, I couldn't have. Thankfully, immediately after, somebody on the other end of the food truck called my number, and my food was already at the window, so she never did. But I'm watching her. She goes right back to cooking with those same gloves. No. Yes. And I'm telling you, I've never eaten at that food truck since, and it's still there. I ate there for years. And it was such a scarring experience seeing this. And I thought to myself, if this is what you're seeing, if this is what I'm seeing on one occasion, like
how often nobody catches you the first time.
Nobody catches you the first time, and like you shouldn't be touching. It was
that's a shutdown level event for the health department.
If there was a health department person outside and they'd seen that, they would have said, "Whoop."
Yep.
If they had a whistle, they would have blown it. Stop serving. Turn off the grills. Don't serve these people their delicious food. And it sucks because it's really good food.
I see them, they see the little ones. We see the stands and whatnot. But I've seen people with whole setups where they put up, the pop-up canopies that you can for the backyard, right?
Yeah.
They put
10 by 10s.
Two of them side by side. A full 3 tables across the front of this thing.
That would feel official to me.
Right, it does. And we're talking dozens of people waiting to get their orders. And they've got like a sign made up. Right, and
probably a little Venmo sticker where you can just hey, if you want to pay for your food, here's a clover or whatever.
And they got fire burning back there. They got a little Bunsen, little butane whatnot tanks, like a cook stove from a campsite.
It seems pretty brazen to me.
And people are flocking, and here come the cops, and they shut them down. And 2 days later, they're at the shopping center, just about next traffic light down.
They're back up,
other side of the street, different location.
Yeah,
doing the same thing.
Have you ever eaten at one of these? Would you eat at them?
Yeah, probably. As much as I'd check them out first. I'd see if they have proper licensing. Of course, I can't wait.
Kind of watch from a distance, see if anybody vomits.
I'd see if
person still looks happy.
Look, is anybody washing their hands? If they got one of those foot, a water hand washing station. Not that hard to do.
Yeah,
they got the little foot pump that you just put potable water in there, they call it, and wash them up. Boom, boom, boom. Clean your hands.
Makes you feel good.
Yeah,
they're not.
Change your gloves.
Yeah.
Sometimes it drives me crazy when people change their gloves every time they do anything. But that's what you got to do.
I don't mind that.
I watch the guys like at one of the what's the Danny DeVito Jersey Mike's.
Okay.
Right, go in there and he's got to ring it up. He's making sandwiches to change it up. Ring it up. Go back to making sandwiches. Change his gloves again.
I like that.
He's right.
Cross contamination. Somebody orders shrimp. I can't have shrimp.
Nothing dirtier than money.
Yeah.
You're handling cash.
Disgusting. Yeah.
You know that spin? Still got sparkles on it.
So we like this. I like them.
Shut them down. Keep us safe.
Shut them down.
Pay the freight.
Speaking of keeping us safe, you don't have to worry if you go into a casino that you're going to be stolen from.
This guy.
Not a great transition, but this guy, talk about brazen. This is a brazen attempt. A guy walked into, you can read about this at mynorthwest.com, Somebody tried to steal from the Little Creek Casino in Shelton. You ever been there?
Yeah, we've played there.
Have you played there?
Yeah, I bet.
Nice little venue.
Nice little casino. Yeah. Nice little venue. Nice little hometown Shelton casino.
So this guy walks in, and we have a picture of this guy we're putting up right now. They're looking for him. This is a very I don't know what this guy's thinking. Middle of the day on a Saturday. It's 11:30 a.m. He walks in. He pulls a gun out at the teller, and he says, "Give me your money." Now the teller smartly, like the casino window where they change the money. Yeah. They said, "We don't have any money here," and he went, "All right." Turned around and walked out.
Rolled out.
Now here's a question for you.
Do
you really think they didn't have money there? It's a casino, Spike.
Yeah, but I don't know. No, that's true. Sorry. we only deal in cards and chips and cards. Although that might be the case too.
That's such smart training. Yeah, we don't have money at a casino. That's such smart training that somebody just said, hey, if anybody asks you for money, say we don't keep cash here. What else do you bring in at a casino?
This guy ain't Danny Ocean. Look at this guy.
No,
I mean, come on.
He doesn't look like Danny.
You know what's funny though? Look at his gun hand.
Yeah, he's got a plastic glove.
Safety first.
He might be a food handler. I would look there first. If we were going to solve this crime, what would you do? We're looking at the picture of this guy right now because you and I have solved a couple of crimes.
Sure.
We have solved the case of the missing mini donkeys and many others.
Liberty Bell.
Go down the list.
The lost Liberty Bell. That's under our belt.
So let's do a full picture of this guy again, Laura.
There you go.
I want to see every little detail. You see the casino floor in the background. Obviously,
pretty sure that's my uncle. No, I'm kidding. He's on the East Coast. I know exactly where he is.
They think this guy. Okay, so here's what they say about this guy. But don't let these details actually confuse you because maybe you're guessing something else. They say they believe the suspect is between 20 and 30 years old. I don't know about that. Actually, I thought they got the age wrong.
I think that guy's 37, 39 years old.
Okay. I was going to say under 45, so I think we're in the same neighborhood.
Yeah.
He looks like he has kind of a weathered face. Don't you think?
They call that a ruddy complexion.
A ruddy complexion. He's got some years on him.
Yep. Got silver to his beard, too.
It's also not the facial hair of somebody who's between the ages of 20 and 30. 30-year-olds don't have, what is that? That's a little
almost like a soul patch?
A soul patch.
Goatee, yeah.
Laura, do you see a lot of guys in your age bracket wearing soul patches?
No, just the mustache.
The mustache, yes. If he just had a mustache, I would agree that maybe but this is almost like a 1980s mustache.
Oh, this is the original look.
Yeah. Yes. And the little goatee down here too. Again, that doesn't scream 25-year-old to me.
No, this guy's mid to late 30s at least.
At least, I'd say
45 on the top end. You never know.
He could even be a young 50. I mean,
although stupid decisions lead to a harder life, lead to a tougher look.
Yeah, some people are blessed though with he might have a very youthful look.
Yeah.
Usually it's given away in the eyes. You can tell if somebody's older based on the eyes.
He does have
he's got his eyes covered.
Does have the good sense to wear the dark glasses.
He might have a wrinkled brow that would give away some of his ears. He's also covering his hand, probably to keep the fingerprints away, but it also might be to hide his old looking hands.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, he's got a gun in his hand. I don't know a lot about firearms. I'm not a firearm expert.
Yep, that's a gun.
It's not one of those airsoft, though. Nowadays.
No, that looks like a gun.
Nowadays, it seems like you pull anything out. You can put a squirt gun out, take it to a thing. They think you've got a gun, and you want to be careful. You want to err on the side of caution.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say under 5'7". I'm going to guess late 30s.
He say he was wearing gray or dark flannel button-up shirt.
Yeah.
Dark buttoned up to the neck, dark gray pants, dark Romeo style slip-on work boots.
That's pretty specific.
A light gray hat with a Nike logo. Under 5'7". Yeah. Between 20 and 30 years old is a mistake.
Yeah, I agree. He's older than that.
He's older than that. So I hope that they expand that search a little bit.
So if you live in the Shelton area and a guy like this owes you money, that's another thing I want to point.
It's a dead giveaway.
He owes you money.
For sure. Absolutely.
And he said he would have it Sunday, but he didn't come with it.
And he showed up with an excuse?
Yep. That's our guy.
That might be your guy.
That's our guy.
For sure. If you do know that person, then if you would please contact the who's trying to get a hold of him here, the Mason County Sheriff's Office. Just call them, tell them you know them. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. Be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
We all know that summer's heating up here around Western Washington, and so is the schedule at Valentine Roofing. Now's the time to act before the fall wind and rain expose a real problem. Hey, Jake Skorheim here. Get your roof, siding, or gutter project locked in before Labor Day to secure priority scheduling on select projects. Valentine Priority Scheduling means that they'll begin the work on your home within just 3 weeks of signing your agreement. Spots are limited, so do what I did. Call 206 Roofing to get on Valentine's priority schedule and receive a free estimate. That's 206 Roofing.
Hey, I want to tell you a sellwithwes.com success story. Wes Jones knows how important your home sale can be for your future plans. So when he got a call from Susan in Federal Way, he was eager to step up and help her sell her home of 25 years.
Her house was her biggest asset, and this home sale was super meaningful for her. So she's like, I know that I'm leaving money on the table in the condition that it's in. Like, what can we do?
I told him up front that I did not have the time or finances to do what needed to be done, and he immediately jumped in with, well, I do.
He told her about their Listing Boost concierge service.
We identified probably 4 or 5 major things.
It just was all so fast. They did everything.
I'm a son of a builder, and I've done a lot of flips over the years. So this is work that we actually like to do. We are seeking this out.
And I would just tell anybody, here's his phone number, give him a call. He'll take care of it.
So if you're in the market to sell your home, do what Susan did. Check out Wes Jones and his team at sellwithwes.com. Sell with Wes, a better way to sell your home.
Hey, Brock Ewart here with some great news. I'm with Shannon O'Kelly, physical therapist and owner of IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. Shannon, you guys just increased your community coverage.
That's right, Brock. We like to say we're in your neighborhood. We have you covered here at IRG. We just added 2 fantastic locations. One is in Harbor Square in the Edmonds Bowl, and the other one is in the Mill Creek Town Center, right to the entrance to Mill Creek Town Center. So we'll be able to provide fantastic care to all of us and everybody's neighborhood.
You know I love it. Expert physical and hand therapy right in your neighborhood.
That's right. We're in your neighborhood. We want to be your neighborhood family physical therapist. We'll take care of you, your family, and your neighbor.
And remember, no referral needed, just personalized care when and where you need it. Visit irgpt.com and schedule your appointment today. With over 40 convenient locations, IRG is right in your neighborhood, and now 2 new spots as well. That's irgpt.com, irgpt.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Get the same breakthrough one-day treatment I received at Advanced Hair during their once yearly summer savings event. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during their best offer of the year. For details and a free consultation, call 425-449-8185, advancedhair.com.
Saturday, August 23rd, enjoy the 30th birthday bash for University Place at Cirque Park, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Bands all day, over 50 vendors, beer garden, and family zone. Don't miss it August 23rd. Special thanks to UP Refuse and Recycling.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. President Trump is putting the Washington, D.C. police under federal control. He says he's sending some National Guard troops into the capital city, claiming crime is out of control. D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser.
I think I speak for all Americans. We don't believe it's legal to use the American military against American citizens on American soil.
Now, Bowser says D.C. has reached a 30-year low in violent crime. The president, meantime, is enacting a 30-day federal takeover of the city's police. All eyes on Alaska this Friday when President Trump meets with his Russian counterparts, Vladimir Putin. The war in Ukraine atop the agenda.
So I'm going in to speak to Vladimir Putin. And I'm going to be telling him, you got to end this war. You got to end it.
Washington Congressman Adam Smith serves on the House Armed Services Committee.
I don't see any evidence that Putin is sincere in trying to get to a peace agreement. He's just buying time.
President Trump says the two sides will likely have to agree to swap land to end that war. Thurston County may need to spend millions to meet new public defender caseload limits that were set by the state Supreme Court. Thurston County Public Defense Director Patrick O'Connor speaking with the Olympian.
Our attorneys spend anywhere from 50 to 70 hours a work week working on cases, and that's still not enough time.
Well, starting in January, those attorneys will be limited to about 50 felony or 120 misdemeanor cases every year. That is less than a third of what's currently allowed. Hiring more public defenders could cost the county at least $1 million a year. Big changes are rolling out on Marine View Drive in Tacoma. KIRO News Radio's Katrina Gishard has details.
According to the News Tribune, the city is putting up permanent no parking signs along a stretch from the Cliff House restaurant to the Hylapose Bridge. The purpose? To deter homeless encampments, which have raised safety concerns. Council member Sarah Rumba says it's part of a broader push to reclaim the area following earlier efforts with temporary barriers. Katrina Gishard, KIRO News Radio.
Coming up on 2:33, we turn now to the real-time traffic desk. Tough sledding heading eastbound through Snoqualmie Pass. Double lane closure for construction. We're looking at about a 5-mile slowdown from about the Summit all the way to Easton. The work wraps up tonight at 5. That'll pick up again tomorrow morning at 7, and then should wrap up again tomorrow night by 5 o'clock. Other travel times right now, looking at about a 1-hour trip from Bellevue to Everett. Same for Seattle to Everett. We do have those Ship Canal Bridge slowdowns. The Revive I-5 project is the last week of those closures for you on northbound I-5. Tacoma to Olympia, also approaching 1 hour. Typical slowdowns through JBLM. About a 30-minute drive now from Bellevue to Renton. And Renton to Puyallup approaching 45 minutes. Right now, lake bridges are wide open. This report brought to you by KIRO News Radio. Weather is brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Clear skies and hot weather today. Heat advisory in effect until 10 o'clock tomorrow night. Upper 80s for the highs today and low 90s across much of the map. Same for tomorrow. We'll see temperatures back into the 80s. Right now, 83 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. I saw this story, a couple stories that I saw that were really interesting. Let's start with the homeowner one in Seattle here. I found this fascinating, and then we'll work our way out to somebody finding a body on a paddleboard. It's a big change in stories, but we'll get to it. All right, Spike, take a guess here. I don't know if you saw this article, but Seattle Times had this out. How rare are young married homeowners in Seattle? Young married homeowners in Seattle. In 1960, have you read this article yet?
I haven't yet.
Okay. I want you to take a guess at the percentage of people in 1960 who were married and owned a home and technically classified as young. So they'd be between the ages of 25 and 34. So
in 1960?
So post-collegiate, before you're considered a little older in years. So 34.
Of all people under 35 or married people?
of all married people, so in 1960, there were amount of married homeowners aged 25 to 34, which represented 57% of people in that age group, in that entire age group.
I was going to guess the percentage of, I don't know how many people lived in town back then. Was it 1 million people?
Well, guess the percentage.
57, like you just said?
Oh, did I say 57? Oh, I said it.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
I was going to guess higher, be honest with you. I was thinking 70, 75% of married couples under 35 were homeowners in 1960 in Seattle.
Okay, so 50, I just gave it away.
Yeah.
So 57% of people in 1960, between the ages of 25 and 34, owned a home. They were married. That's 69,000 people.
Okay.
69,000. So the most recent data shows, okay, so now I want you to guess.
Mm-hmm.
How many in 2025 married homeowners, same criteria, 25 to 34, King County, what percentage of married homeowners are there in the city in 2025?
In 1960, it was 57%.
57%.
I'm going to guess it's a very similar number. I'm going to guess 5.7%. Just move the decimal point one place over.
Interesting.
Right? And so we're almost the same.
Well, that would be tricky math. Yes. No, the number now is 18% of homeowners, but it represents 74,000 couples. So the number has only grown by 5,000 when you talk about young married couples.
And it's 18%?
18% of all homes owned in King County are owned by young married couples, so 25 to 34.
So literally 1/4 the amount of, percentage-wise, 1/4 of the amount of homeowners. Because
a fifth, yeah.
Fifth, 1867, yeah.
Now, obviously, Seattle's an extremely expensive market.
You got it.
To buy a house in. The number of single homeowners has increased pretty dramatically. It's about the same percentage. It didn't used to be that way. In 1960, it was a lot smaller.
It was more of a rarity to be,
Now it's because there are these people who are making a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
There's these tech jobs and it's mostly tech jobs. They're making a lot of money and they can afford,
to be homeowners.
But it's gotten really crazy. Here's another interesting thing, though. I was reading this other article, also in Seattle Times, also related. Tech jobs are drying up. And so I wonder if that's going to have some sort of a downstream consequence on the prices of homes in Seattle. Maybe that ends up actually being something that's beneficial in Seattle, right? If it brings home prices down.
Yeah.
If you don't have the market there anymore to pay these crazy prices.
If you're not bringing in tech bros or whomever's,
whoever's buying all these condos.
If you're going to, the steady influx of new well-paid employees to the Northwest is going to start drying up.
Well, the thing that
the demand is going to dry up.
And the reason some of these jobs are drying up, they highlighted, listen to this guy. He's 25 years old. His name is Zach Taylor. He got a computer science degree at Oregon State University. He first enrolled there in 2019. He loved video games. He wanted to get into the tech industry. He was told then that it's a guaranteed, you get a computer science degree, you learn how to code. After college, you jump into a six-figure job.
Wow.
With good hiring bonuses, like usually around $15,000. You also get great benefits, all these different things. Those jobs are drying up, though, because AI.
Yeah.
AI has replaced those jobs, and they're just not being recruited the same way.
Well, look at the Microsoft stories in the last month or so, right?
Yeah.
15,000 layoffs.
Huge layoffs.
Right?
Absolutely.
And record profits.
Well, if they have AI stepping in who can write code, then why would they hire a person who's much more expensive?
No, that's it. You cut costs. You keep growing.
This guy, he graduated in 2023. Again, this is Zach Taylor, 25. He has applied for 5,762 tech jobs. That has resulted in 13 interviews.
Wait a minute,
5,007. Now, again, on some of these sites like LinkedIn, you can apply for a lot of jobs.
All at once.
You can cast a wide net. It doesn't mean you're going to get any interviews, but it's not like you're pounding the pavement, knocking on every door.
You got a degree from OSU?
I would think that would be like that, get him in the door. So he's applied for almost 6,000 jobs. He's gotten 13 interviews, no full-time offers. Think about how demoralizing that would be. How crazy. You've been told. And now Microsoft, who used to recruit this very type of potential candidate for their jobs, they're now saying, hey, what we're really interested in, according to the story, they say what we're really interested in
counter help in the kitchen.
Yeah.
If you can
Somebody
help us
come work in our
cafes.
No, what they're looking for now.
Can you change a container for soda syrups?
Yeah,
you're our man.
They're looking now for people who know how to work with AI. So Microsoft says in this article, they say we're now sponsoring A major computing education sponsor, Microsoft, recently said that it would provide $4 billion in technology and funding for AI training for students. So they're trying to find people who can work with AI, not necessarily program things, but to work with AI, which is a huge change. And unfortunately for these people who have spent the last 5-6 years studying how to code in computer science,
accruing a ton of debt, ton of educational debt,
which then goes back to the housing we just talked about a second ago. You have all these people who are not in a position to buy a house because they have so many liabilities
and no opportunities.
With the amount of debt that they owe, prospects. You can't get a home loan if you owe that. Like we talked about that girl last week who said that she's making $1,500 a month student loan payments. She has a federal and a private loan to pay off her like $100,000 student loan debt. And good luck. And sure,
because they lend you based on the percentage of your income that's available to spend on a home.
Absolutely.
On housing. Yeah. Wow.
So it's just kind of a vicious cycle. It sucks. It's tough out there.
Can I say I was kind of shocked that 18% of married couples under 35 own a home in this town?
Oh, you think it would be smaller?
I thought that number was. I think that number is insanely high. I'm amazed.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, it's an expensive town.
I don't think anybody under 25 could afford to buy a house in this town.
What's the starter cost? I mean, it's close to that. But what's the starter cost of a
$900,000 in this town? Right.
I think the average
median
cost of
median price
of a house in Seattle is just over $1 million.
$1 million.
Who at 25 can? That's the thing that's so crazy. You hear these stories about people buying houses and stuff in Seattle, and you just go like, what kind of a person at 24? Even if you're married, let's say you're married, you got two good incomes, two fair incomes at 24. They're not going to be amazing incomes.
That's how you're doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably because you got two.
Yeah.
But
dinks, right? Double income, no kids.
Double income, no kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or their parents' money.
Or parents' money. That actually could explain the 18%.
Help from mom and dad. You mean?
A little bit of help.
I do believe
mom and dad think it's an investment.
There's probably a lot of parents out there who said, "Hey, you know what? Let's get the kids their first house."
I told you we tried.
Yeah.
You said you want a wedding or you want a down payment. They wanted a wedding.
Everybody makes their choices.
I know, brother. I know.
I didn't want to be critical.
I know, and I took it like I have to look at the bright side, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you got confidence in your abilities.
Yeah, great.
You guys think you're going to get there without our? That's fine.
You know what's also fun? Eloping and coming back to a house. It's also really fun.
Then every day's a honeymoon.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's a Monday for the rest of your life.
Oh my gosh. Hey, you know what? God bless it. It sounds like the wedding was beautiful.
Beautiful. Memories
wedding.
And photos. That's what we have.
Yep.
You take it with you when you live in your car. It'd be great. I love them. They're great kids. Two incomes.
That'll be fine. Double income.
They got two incomes, two dogs, though. They're never going to make it.
Dogs are expensive. Dogs are really expensive. All right, we didn't have time to get to the paddleboarder story, so I'll just tell you real fast. Somebody was paddleboarding in the Duwamish River.
Ugh.
They found a dead body. They called 911. They came and got the body. Horrible story. Doesn't really apply to our housing stuff.
I was thinking of taking up paddleboarding, but this clinches it. I'm done. My wife just bought a paddleboard. She's just got in the water for the first time this summer.
Watch out. Never know what you find out there. Be safe out there. Wear a life jacket. All right, we got your text messages coming up next. Lots of stuff still. Stick around.
The summer warehouse clearance sale is on now at Bob's Heating. We have an overstock of 2024 cooling equipment and everything must go. Save 30% on all 2024 air conditioners and heat pumps while inventory lasts. Once these units are gone, they're gone, so now is your chance to save. As temperatures start to heat up, we'll help you cool down with our summer warehouse clearance sale. Call Bob's for your free estimate today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
Hey, this summer, there's no better time to protect your home than now, and with the help from the pros at Integrity Roofing and Construction. With years of experience in roofing and restoration, their skilled team delivers exceptional craftsmanship. Whether it's a simple roof repair or a full renovation, Integrity offers free estimates, and their customer satisfaction speaks for itself. Don't wait until the next storm hits. Schedule your estimate today, your free estimate today. Call 206-202-ROOF or visit integrityrc.com. That's 206-202-ROOF or integrityrc.com.
Ooh, ma.
What was that?
That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very...
Calm? I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business calm at ooma.com/radio.
Americans may not agree on much, but we agree on Social Security. We all pay in. It ought to be there when we need it. Social Security could face a funding gap in less than a decade, and I don't want to see a pay cut. I'm with AARP in the fight to protect the Social Security we earned.
Pledge to protect Social Security at aarp.org/weearnedit. That's aarp.org/weearnedit. Paid for by AARP.
I'm here with Jonathan from DUI Heroes to discuss an easy mistake to make when you get pulled over for DUI.
You don't have to perform voluntary tests like the standardized field sobriety tests or the voluntary preliminary breath test out on the roadside. They're voluntary by nature, which means you can simply say no thank you. You also can ask to speak with a lawyer immediately.
Which is where DUI Heroes comes in. 1-800-DUI-HERO or DUIHeroes.com, your DUI defense specialist.
I just saw 2 houses for sale. Same neighborhood, almost identical, but one had an Orchard sign and it sold for way more. So I asked my friends at Orchard, why? The first house used a traditional agent. After weeks of price drops and frustration, they settled for less than they'd hoped for. The second homeowner chose Orchard and got more. Their local Orchard agent didn't just list a home, they marketed it. They knew exactly which upgrades would attract serious buyers and brought in a pro to handle everything. And even more, with Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program, the homeowner moved into their new home before their old one even hit the market. They skipped all the hassles and showings. Never settle for less. Get more with Orchard, the smarter, faster, hassle-free way to buy your new home, even before your old home sells. Start with Orchard's free home valuation at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com. Orchard.com.
Did you know in Washington State, you can see a physical therapist without a referral from your doctor? That's right. Thanks to Direct Access, you can skip the wait and get the care you need right away. Shannon O'Kelly, how has Direct Access changed the game?
Direct Access for us, Brock, is a game changer. Why? Is because there is so much research and data out there that says if you get in early when you have a musculoskeletal problem or an injury, the earlier you get in and we can start care, the better outcomes and the decreased downstream cost, okay? So it's so important. Our providers are all doctors of physical therapy. They're all trained to identify situations and problems. They've got the skill, they've got the talent, they've got the knowledge. If you get in and start therapy early, we're going to get you back to activity, pain-free, and moving and having fun.
Fast, easy, effective. Direct Access is your path to better movement, starting with a single step. Visit irgpt.com to schedule your appointment today. irgpt.com.
You've seen the tricks on TV. Now, see them live. Michael Carbonaro is bringing his mind-blowing magic and laugh-out-loud comedy to Angel of the Winds Casino Resort. From disappearing cars to transforming creatures, Carbonaro Lies on Stage will leave you questioning everything. Don't miss it. Friday, September 19th at Rivers Run Event Center. Tickets on sale now starting at $49. Must be 18 plus. Visit angelofthewinds.com to grab your seats.
Make your first lawn move with the reliable performance and power of Steel battery tools. Hedge trimmers, mowers, string trimmers, and more. Shop in store or online at steeldealers.com.
Hey, it's Joe at Town and Country Markets, and we have melons from the best grower out there. And he's not going to pick a melon before it's ready. Even if I want him to, he's going to tell me no. He tells us when they're ready, and that's when you'll love every bite.
Bathfitter just hit a big milestone, 42,000 installations in Western Washington. To celebrate, Bathfitter's offering payments as low as $125 a month. Ursula Royteen here. I chose Bathfitter Northwest because they work here, they live here, and they love making bathrooms better for their neighbors. Custom fit tub and shower solutions are installed in as little as 1 day, and every installation is backed by a lifetime warranty. Call Bathfitter or visit bathfitternw.com to schedule a free consultation. This special offer won't last.
All right, welcome back to the show. We got a lot of text messages. Let's tear through these. We apologize. Our text message machine, which we keep in the basement, it's a giant machine that we roll out every single day. It was not connecting to you guys for some reason for just a little bit, but we had it up and running for just chunks of the show. So for people who tried to text in and weren't able to, so we apologize. But it's back up and running now. Laura, start us off.
On the Washington State Fair, excluding a pro-life booth, Chris in T-Town says separation of church and scones.
That's funny. Those scones, I can't get enough of those.
Fisher scones.
Do you guys ever buy them and make them at home?
We tried, and it just didn't fly.
I bought it because I saw that at
The mix,
the grocery store,
right?
the mix,
Yeah.
and I was
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh. And then it's still sitting in my cupboard.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, you got to try it. It's not the same. It's not the same.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly. You don't get the same results. But mine were very, very close.
Okay.
And you spread them with some raspberry jam.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
Nick in Paulsboro says Washington State Fair is a private business. They made a decision that should be it.
Nick's not wrong. They're totally fine. They're a private business. Like you said, they're not for profit.
501c3.
They can make this decision.
Yeah.
However, we also have the right to ask what their criteria is.
Yeah, what changed?
Somebody's been going there every year since 2012. They're told that you no longer align with our missions and values. I'm a person who would want to go down there and maybe spend money with my family. It's not cheap.
Right.
And so if I'm going to go and they're telling me that maybe their values are so different than mine now, like I'd want to know what they are.
Yeah.
So I want to know. But I also loved the fair growing up and have had a great time with my kids.
You can still love the fair, can't you?
I can still love the fair, but if they're excluding people who can't find anything objectionable about their exhibit,
Right.
and they go to Pierce County, they're accepted at other fairs, I don't understand that. And it doesn't make sense to me. And we've tried to get further clarity. We've reached out to the Washington State Fair. I would still love some more clarity.
Sure.
As the days go. So we'll find out more and we'll bring it to you when we have it. Let's see here. Rachel in Kirkland says, did you look and see if somebody complained about the exhibit last year that contributed to them being denied from coming this year?
Well, we're still seeking answers to questions.
We've asked. Yeah. We've asked for information. Again, it's a private business. The fair can share with us what they would like to. But we have asked for clarity and we tried to find out. We said, hey, why were they denied? What values of yours have been updated that no longer align with a past exhibitor who's for the last 12 years successfully came in and was approved, and now suddenly they're denied?
425 says, I am pro-choice. I think the Puyallup Fair is wrong to deny the pro-life group. People should have the right to choose, and both sides of the issue should be welcome. The answers you received from the Puyallup Fair at Washington State Fair are totally inadequate.
Yeah, it felt that way.
Well, 253 says the Washington Fair is one of those places where you don't need a lot of political messaging and statements. They're saying just keep it fun, keep it light.
Well, they've had this booth there for 12 years, and it hasn't stopped the fun. So
no,
why?
I'm with you.
Why would that be? Why did that change?
You know, I don't agree with everything at the fair. I'm gonna skip the cattle birthing exhibit this year.
Yeah,
I don't want to see that.
See, I would go to something. Like
That's what makes America great.
I'm very interested in cattle
and scones
Boom. Baby cows. Let's see here. Let's move on to the fainting tiger. Tigger at Disney. He's also a tiger. 360 says, I worked for Disney, and yes, they would fire the person. It doesn't matter what the temperature is out there. They still have to perform, and there are people that do get heat stroke. That's awful, if that's true, that they would fire the person.
I mean, wouldn't you fire the person that took off your head? They fired him for fainting, for passing out? He was out cold. He had nothing to do with it.
I wonder if you'd have a lawsuit. I wonder if somebody did actually get fired for taking off their head in the middle of a medical emergency. Wouldn't they have a lawsuit?
Mike here in Edmonds nails it. Forget the magic. Tigger on the ground dying has already ruined the magic.
Yeah, no kidding. Like, isn't it more?
Right?
Isn't it more scarring?
One of those cartoon police coming out with a flat board and
just like a funny little character.
Make a joke out of it. Yeah,
they should.
Little kids like, what happened to Tigger?
Oh, he's fine. Yeah,
he's gonna get sleeping.
He's getting his bounce back in his tail.
On the Edmonds School District fundraising to save the music program, Mike says Edmonds doesn't strike me as a poor resources district. Music is a basic humanities program. This is why parents pull their children to private school. That's why they put them in private school.
Andrea from Linwood says, my daughter just graduated from Edmonds School District. On every survey that was sent out about budget cuts, I have suggested the superintendent takes a pay cut, and maybe we do not need 3 assistant superintendents and 2 executive directors.
Andrea, God bless you. She's making my point. The amount of money that these administrators are making, I find it very hard to justify. I asked you earlier, I said, what do you think these guys are making? You said, I don't know, 220? And the number was not for Edmonds, but the top guy in our state, 2023-24, lady actually, 550 grand basically.
Edmonds has 3 assistant superintendents?
Why do you need all that? Doesn't that seem redundant? Some of that seems redundant.
Seems excessive. Susan and Kent says, show me one state function that is meeting mission requirements. State ferries? Nope. Department of Youth and Families? Nope. Department of Corrections? Department of Transportation? Heck no. Not one of these. We pay more and get nothing that works. I'm ready to call for a strike against the Washington state government.
Susan, I'm going to leave you with the last word. Strong opinion. Yeah. I like it. All right, we got a lot more tomorrow. We hope you come back for that. Stay tuned for John Curley. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Stay cool out there. Bye-bye.
Are you worried about economic conditions, tariffs, and inflation? Are you tired of trying to time the stock market? Maybe it's time to take a little risk off the table given current market volatility. For stability, there's no better option than Legacy Group's Northwest Fund, a fixed return of 9%. Hi, I'm Scott Rirucka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. We've been running local real estate investment funds for over 18 years with 0 investor losses, averaging double-digit returns since inception, and we also accept IRAs. Over 1,000 local investors have invested over $250 million in our Legacy family of funds. Feeling uneasy? Don't gamble your hard-earned money or risk your retirement. Legacy Group's Northwest Fund, returning 9%, has limited openings for new investors right now.
Call 425-635-4700 or visit LegacyG.com. That's LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Legacy investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com.
Jason Rance here with our